What's up, gamers? Actually, wasn't sure if I was live when I said what's up, gamers there. We'll find out. Hopefully people can hear me. Hopefully. Perchance. I can hear myself. That's not good. There we go. Now I can hear myself. That's the way I like it. What's up, Luna, Jumpy, Tofu, IDT, RKI, of course, Tra, Monarch, Pioneer Rose, Mortis. Good to see everyone. Welcome in. It's almost as if I can hear him still. How are y'all doing? Let me go to the scene. Yo, what's up, gamers? How y'all doing today? Forgot I left this tab open. Suddenly someone whispers, I can hear myself. Don't mind me, just muttering. You're unbelievably tired, Vari, from getting IGTAP all set up? I love your game dev secret shorts. Hey, thank you, Captain Biscuits. Appreciate that. What's up, Shovel? Did your computer destroy itself? So, I've noticed sometimes my desktop has a really hard time starting. Like, it took a couple restarts for it to actually turn on. And today it just wasn't turning on at all. And then I was thinking about like why that might be the case. And I realized that it seems to happen after I film a devlog. So I was like, well, what's different after I film a devlog? I freshly plugged the camera in. Like I moved the camera from over there to over here. So I unhooked my camera and that still didn't let it start up. And then I unplugged this SD card reader dongle thing because the footage from the camera goes onto this SD card and then I transfer it over. But I forgot to unplug this. This was just still in the desktop. And seems like if this is plugged in, my desktop struggles to start up. So at least I think I figured out the issue. So hopefully I don't have to deal with it again. But just I've noticed it smells like burning circuits in here. Yeah, I noticed a heat. Like there's like a cool red light coming from the top of my desktop. Is that normal? You got an ear infection last Saturday, only just clearing up today. That's rough. I used to get ear infections a lot when I was younger. I don't know what happened. Maybe I wasn't taking proper care of my ears or something. But yeah, it sucks. Would Shovel have won the Shovel Jam if he made a game about starting up his computer? Probably not. I don't think I would have made a game better than the ones you all submitted for that jam in 1 week. Maybe. I think I could have got top 100 in my own jam, especially because one of the judges was particularly partial to me. Bro pushed a Steam demo while having an ear infection. Well done. It's always exciting to make big steps like that. The red light being fire. Yeah, Tofu, you got it. I love your tips. It helps me a lot. No problem, Tra. Your pet died like 3 weeks ago. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. I do not know. I'm basically just choosing to live in a state of delusion that my pets are going to live forever because anything else. Been stressing and feeling weird because you started a third small project. It's been fun to work on something fresh with the looming. You're wasting time not working on Lumina. The other project is there. Yeah. IGN massacred your trailer? Wait, your trailer's on IGN? What the hell? Hold on. I see it. Oh, hey, what the fuck? Kind of sick. You're in your girlfriend's cat's like 19 years old, so I feel like Shovel. Yeah. My childhood cat. I remember when he passed away. It was really rough, but that's sick. But sucks I'm out of birthday. Yeah, I mean it's really cool to have it on the IGN official website. That's nice. Also on the Game Trailers YouTube channel. Nice. 1,300 views. That's not bad. Let me go drop a comment. Let me go drop a comment as a. I really like this rotund little guy. Let's go, Tofu. This game brought me and my divorced wife back together over our shared love of the IGTAPs. We've spent many nights crying over the beautiful music and are both looking into methods to become IGTAPs ourselves. True. All right, it's peak, I'm afraid. There you go. Little comment to the thumbnail IGN uploaded was really pixelated and it just looked awful. It really annoyed me. Yeah. It's unfortunate to be like for them to kind of miss the mark, especially when you spend all that time on it. But check out this trailer for IGTAP. I see it on Threads. A new incremental game that's also a platformer. Nice. But at least that'll get your name out there a little bit. Have you noticed any change in your wish lists based on any of that? But Shovel just died inside and went true. The MC of IGTAP is not called IGTAP. You can't possibly know that. Around 300 wishlist so far. That's sick. That's great. What's the number? It's like you want to have at least 1,000 and above 7,000 is like the gold standard, right? For wish lists on release. That's what I've heard. I was talking, I think I mentioned before, I had a long conversation with the main marketing guy for Omega Strikers, the guy behind all the Omega Strikers campaigns, and that was his advice. So, Boombox, why are you named Holojuice? Monarch is baiting that guy. Monarch is like, I'm going to do some ban bait. Read my comment. What did you say, Kova? You speak Spanish, but you wanted to ask if you could make a tutorial on how to make a 32 by 32 pixel art animation of someone jumping. I probably won't make any tutorials myself, but luckily there are lots of really great tutorial assets on YouTube already. So, for what's the hardest thing about designing a character for you? For me, it's adding the small details like big shadows and soft gradients. I'd say for me, the hardest part of designing a character is mostly coming up with a like the personality of the character. I think stylistically, especially because I'm working with Fur for the pixel art, I know that he can make any character design look appealing on the art side. So mostly it's like coming up with the goals, the desires, the personality. How do you make a character that's going to be an appealing character? Because I know that visually they will look fantastic. Fur is great at that, but IGTAP protagonist is named John IGTAP. I have decreed it. Nice. The hardest thing about character design is trying not to accidentally recreate a Hoyoverse character for the 7th time. Will I add Yu-Gi-Oh card mechanics to Isadora's Edge? Dude, it's so funny. We were actually talking about it last night, me and Insandio, because I stayed up till way too late playing Mugenics. And Insandio was also playing. We were on Discord. And we were talking about like that game's design and just discussing like what we had played, because Insandio had some really unlucky runs. And so I was like, this feels like the kind of game that Lusk would make, actually. The like grid-based, turn-based RPG stuff, roguelike elements. Lusk would obviously make the game with 800 more systems and like way more complicated, but we were like, this feels like a Lusk game for sure. And then I was like, yeah, that feels like Lusk kind of game. And Sandy was like, why don't you just partner with Lusk and make it? And I was like, well, a little bit busy. And she was like, yeah, after Isadora. And I was like, you know, it'd be sick if Isadora had like DLC that was almost like Teamfight Tactics coded, where it exists in the game world. So once Isadora is done, then DLC where it's like if you go to one of the towns and talk to an NPC, you can essentially play a roguelike, Gwent vibes. Obviously, you would also want it accessible from the main menu, but it was just a fun thought. I promise I don't mean this as bait. What about the style of Mugenics did you find appealing? I think I mostly got won over by the social proof. There are like a bunch of different ways that a game can like get you into it. And one of the big ones is social proof, or if it seems like a lot of people like it and you have a high opinion of stuff that the developer has done in the past, then sometimes that can be enough, even if you don't know anything about the game. So I knew it was Edmund McMillan, and I saw a lot of people talking about it and being excited for it. And those two things combined, I was like, all right. It made me actually mention it to Insandio. I was like, have you heard of Mugenics? It's a game that, like, I don't know what it is really, but I've heard it's good. And Insandio looked into it, and she was like, it's a roguelike with cats. I want to play it. So she was like, I'm going to play Mugenics. You should download it so we can play it, so you can play as well. So we both got it and we were playing it. I was completely uninterested, but then Hamhog showed me it was a tactical RPG and I got Fire Emblem baited. Yeah, I didn't even know it was a tactical RPG. I knew literally nothing about it. I didn't even see any screenshots. I just knew it was a new roguelike from Edmund Macmillan that people said was good. And Insandio looked into it and said, "This looks fun," because she likes Fire Emblem, tactical RPG bait. She likes roguelikes and she likes cats. So you're gonna play it now? Nice. Yeah, I'm probably gonna launch right back into Mugenics after the stream. So, I'm so torn about Mugenics. It looks like I'd love the gameplay, but the style is just so icky to me that it's giving me pause. Yeah, I really didn't like the name. The name Mugenics is very off-putting to me. But I had trust in the Isaac style. I was like, even if it's not my favorite thing, I know that that designer is very particular and he does things his way, right? So, I keep giving up on my fan game of the Stanley Parable. How do you not give up? It's just it's a constant battle for sure. Like there isn't a secret code to not giving up. You kind of just have to keep pushing through it. So, it's literally just the Flash Newgrounds look. Yeah, that's another thing. Is it is very nostalgic for the Newgrounds era, since I'm a little older than probably most of you. So I remember in high school playing Newgrounds on my school computer. Dude, that's actually such a in high school, there was a group of us that had like Game Boy ROMs downloaded on our like school PCs. And we didn't have personal school PCs. They were like the computer labs, big old chunky guys, right? And so we had like a USB that we were taking around and using to install the this emulator so that we could play old Game Boy games. In Minecraft, I guess. I avoiding Nintendo's orbital strikes as we speak with verbal trickery. My master of linguistics will help me tremendously. So yeah, so we all had these installed, and they could see what we were doing on our accounts on the PCs. I don't remember how, because this was a long time ago. But in any case, they all just put it right on their desktop. So they had the emulators right there. But as a joke, as a bit, I named the folder homework materials and put the emulator in there. And then the school found out that we were all emulating video games in computer class, and everyone got a day of in-school suspension for it, except for me, because apparently they didn't check the homework materials folder. So, Luna says, "Remember why you started in the first place? That and the progress you made is already his motivation." That's helpful, yeah. It's like, if I think too far in the future, I get overwhelmed. That's like the main thing that causes me to want to give up, is feeling very overwhelmed. And so rather than think about like, oh, I have so much left to do, I just try to focus on like, what's the next thing I want to do. And sometimes, if I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed by even the thing I'm currently working on, I'll just move to something else that I'm more excited to, just like as a refresh. Like I was getting a little bit overwhelmed by some of the stuff I was doing recently, and then I just wanted to play with particle effects. So I was like, you know what? Particle effects will be useful. So I'm just going to go work on some of those and see if I can make good progress there. And that was fun, which was a good recharge to do the other stuff I needed to do. So it really is just one step at a time. Yeah, that's like basically my motto is just the next piece. And then when I am talking to Insandio and I'm like, I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed, she's like, just remember, one step at a time. I'm like, true. Guys, am I crazy or was there no ping? Oh, thank you, Claire. I should ping Discord like I do. Thank you, Claire. Oh, also, Max Skakis 8834 says, how did you learn animating? Just a lot of practice, watching tutorials and stuff. And then also, it's like in my animation short, not from today, but 1 week ago, those animations, except for Tetri, were me, but I'm also working with a really talented animator for Isadora's Edge. So don't get the wrong idea that like I'm some genius animator because Isadora's Edge looks so good. No, I'm just working with a genius animator. But I did learn animation myself, and that was just a lot of practice. That's all it is practice. All right. Okay, I shouldn't ping the internal development Discord for Isadora's Edge. I don't think they particularly care that I'm streaming right now. Okay, let's see. Okay. Code AxeGlue. We're live at AxeGlue. Let me delete my computer troubles message. Boom jams. All right, let's close this. He asked, in how many days is Showcase Saturday? 7 months before it's supposed to start. Nice. Like the stream. Thank you, Vari. Thank you. I'm cooked, man. I stayed up way too late playing Mugenics, huh? if you're enjoying the stream, or you enjoy Showcase Saturday in general, or if you're just feeling generous, if you're just in a good mood, make sure you remember to like the stream. Like the stream. Guys, I think my brain is cooked. But make sure you like the stream. It actually really helps the algorithm a lot. I'm surprised at how much better the videos and streams perform based on the like number. It's like so direct, especially because you would think that likes increase as a factor of viewership, right? Like it's like as views increase, likes increase. Like it just makes sense. But actually, if you look at the data, it's more like when you see likes at a higher percentage than normal of something's current amount of views, that causes the algorithm to promote it further. So the coffee buff wearing off, true. Never don't use Godot. No, I can agree with that. Bubba's in chat. Where's Bubba? What up, nerds and turds? Be sure to obliterate that sub button. Yeah, I think that's probably the more effective promotion there. What up, nerds and turds? Have I ever worked in 3D? Yes. If so, how'd you find it? I use 2D and have tried 3D, but can never get the hang of movement, and it's a lot more stuff to work about. Yeah, I thought 3D was actually fairly simple. Fairly, not, when I say simple, I mean not much more complicated than working in 2D outside of needing to do 3D math. But I love math, and I've done plenty of 3D math before, so that wasn't a big hurdle for me. But yeah, a lot of the work I've done in the professional industry has been in 3D. Like technically the Bazaar is in 3D, even though it's like a 2D card game. Like it uses Unity in 3D. Halo Infinite's obviously 3D. The like farming forestry simulator thing I worked on was 3D. So I've done a lot of 3D games. And in general, I'd say that like once you get a grasp of 3D physics, it's actually a huge improvement in the workflow because I find 3D physics much more straightforward to work with in 2D physics. Can you press the like button with your left eye? Ultimate challenge. What's up, Cat? Also, don't do that though. It sounds like it would hurt. It's too awesome and cool and sick. Can't stand it. What's wrong with Godot? What do y'all have against Godot? Godot rips. In case when I said earlier, it's like, don't never use Godot. That's a double negative. That means always use Godot. But yeah. Hey, Rocky Mullet in chat. What's up, Rocky Mullet? How's game dev going? Dude, I love the sand effect. I think I left a comment on it on the last devlog I saw. Your sand effect is so sick. I'm like, I need to go reference that for for when I'm doing some sand effects in Isadora's Edge. Hi, Shovel. I'm completing every Mega Man X game 100%. Only X8 left. Nice. That's sick. That's sick. I love going back and playing X and X4 every once in a while. Make a game in Python in 3 hours while drunk. Hey, Shovel, do you think Default is a good game engine? Hold on. Default sounds familiar, but it's not ringing a bell immediately. Let me Google. Default. I've seen this icon. Fairly sure I've seen this before, but I don't have any experience with it. So I would need to look into it a little bit more. But if it helps you make video games, then I'm a big +1 for me. So you use GD extensions personally? Yeah. Wouldn't that mean to use Godot at least once? Not never does not mean always, I think. Don't never use Godot. Right, never don't use Godot. It depends on the order. Never don't use Godot is always use it. Don't never use Godot is use it at least once, right? Don't remember which one Boombox originally said, but I use Godot, but my brain is fried, so it's a struggle at times. Yeah. Oh, but yeah. Going back and playing the Mega Man X games every once in a while, I feel like is a good exercise in game development. Also, Vari, you mentioned earlier like what drew me to Mugenics, and I gave the social credit hypothesis. Also, in general, whenever an indie game is particularly popular, I find it important for me to go play it and try to figure out myself what's appealing about it. So, shovel. When did you start programming? I started programming when I was in 10th grade, I think. Because I went to like this high school that was partnered with a local college so that I could take college classes in high school. And I graduated high school with an associate's degree in information technology. And as a part of getting that associate's degree in information technology, I had to take programming classes. So when I was in 10th grade, I started my first programming classes, which were in C++, Why did they make me do that? But yeah, so I got started real early. And it was funny going from that to when I started like actual university and I took the programming classes there and they're like, we're going to use Python. I was like, really? So it feels like a massive step backwards, but you know, I really want a Godot struct with pass by value semantics. Every class name is passed by reference instead and it leads to weird shared state bugs. I see. I mean, all you have to do, right, is not mutate the the reference. In general, I find working with pass by reference to not be particularly difficult, but you know. I did the same thing, but for a math degree, and then I switched out of math because it was boring. I will not tolerate this math slander. Math rips. Do you have any recommendations for where to learn Godot? I'm learning through Clear Code right now. Their YouTube channels taught me a lot. Yeah, I think YouTube is a fantastic resource. There are lots of really, really good, a lot of really, really good videos on learning. Tofu says, Shovel RKI, bet a piece of art from the loser to the winner on your progress for the VM. So spill the beans. How's it looking? Oh, yeah, I saw RKI ask about that earlier. So I forgot. Quentin gave me some great advice for next steps. And I was like, thank you, Quentin. And then I was going to look into it and then I hurt my wrist. And so then I didn't look into it and then I forgot. So the Brackeys tutorial, right. The Brackeys tutorial is good. For Godot, Brackeys is great. There's a ton of great channels. I made if you look in the Discord, there's a list of all the a list of a bunch of different courses and steps that I found on YouTube, and I organized them into like almost like a lesson plan for YouTube videos. So if you want to check that out, that should give you like a step by step. So I forgot to remind Shovel. It's all my fault. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, my schedule got way off rails. So between it was my birthday and then Valentine's Day and the Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year, it's like a lot of events all happened in a similar time frame. So it was pretty, hectic holiday season, but quite fun. So me and Sandio played a lot of video games. I was just about to read that comment as it got retracted. If you send it again, Frisja, I don't know what you were asking about. You give me a lot of inspiration. Hey, I'm glad to hear that. Waruzer, hopefully pronounce that right. Monarchiger. Did I learn GD script on my own or were I learning in classes? Oh yeah, I learned GD script on my own. But GD script is a very, very simple scripting language. I learned Lua on my own in real time when I started at 343. Because I needed to. All of a sudden needed to learn Lua. So stuff like that. Tra gotta go. Come back later. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Tra. GD script is Python with a Godot mask. It's a Scooby-Doo ass programming languages. Wait, it's all Python? It's so unusable, man. I don't understand how people use it for whole games. I find GD script extremely usable. I've got no concerns. I think, what is it? The famous phrase is like a poor craftsman blames their tools or whatever. But GD script is so simple it hurts. But the one thing I can't deny about it is extremely rapid iteration. Yeah. I think GD script lets you do whatever you need to do, and you can do it very quickly. I do prefer C#. I think C# is a little bit easier to work with, and also I feel like the code I write with C# is a lot cleaner. But GD script is missing more curly brackets. I want C syntax. Yeah, the white space indentation rules are a little bit annoying. Have I released my own game, or will Isadora be the first? I did some game jams, but Isadora is the first game that I'm trying to take to like a full release. Yeah, on my own. You prefer C# too, but lately you've been using GD script. Nice. Just resume my journey making a 2D pixel art brawler. I'm using Unity as always. Not sure if I should try out Godot. Is multiplayer an easier thing in Godot rather than Unity? Is multiplayer easier in Godot rather than Unity? I haven't checked into Godot's multiplayer features in a while. I think I haven't really looked into it since like 3.2, and I think if I'm operating under my most up-to-date my personal most up-to-date understanding of the two, I'd say Unity is probably a little bit easier for multiplayer, but I could be wrong about that. I would need to look into it to figure out like the true answer based on the current state of both engines. But I think either one will help you get it done. So Bubba says multiplayer in Godot is sick, 8 out of 10 based on my experience. Did you use multiplayer back in like 3.2, and have you used Unity? I'm curious because I feel like, you make a lot of games really quickly, so you probably have a pretty up-to-date understanding. Embrace the multiplayer. Isadora's Edge, Lethal Company like. True. Oh, Jumpy says, I'm not going to stick around much longer. Have a hard time this week and just need to do nothing today. Hope the stream goes well. I'll see you later. Hey, hope you have a nice break. Get some good relaxation in, Jumpy. And thanks for stopping by. GD script with generics and T traits, it would be genuinely the most perfect thing ever. I don't even care about pass by value structs that much. Is GDevelop a good game engine in your opinion? I haven't used it personally, but from what I've seen of it, it seems pretty good. So, it's very straightforward if you're just using the baseline functionality, an unopinionated sharing of state every frame. Then it's very easy in both. I see. I liked Metal Shark's player design from Mega Man X7. I made a shark robot sub boss for Mecho. Nice. Are you excited for the IGTAP World Takeover? Absolutely. If you want to do other things, lobbies, Steam integration, it's a little bit more complicated. I see. Okay. I know Steam has a lot of the integration stuff built in, and I know there's the Godot Steam API as well as the Steam APIs for, or SDKs for Unity. So I know they both have the feature set you need to make multiplayer, but I haven't done it that much. I haven't used Unity since like 2016. I've only used multiplayer in Godot 4, so you're definitely biased. I see. Unfortunately, cannot stick around. Got to go to the store. I shall return. All right, I'll see you in a bit, Bubba. Your game is on the docket for today for sure. When I saw that there was an RKI game and a Bubba game today, I was pumped. So, but I'll try to wait to play your game until you're back from the store. I'll start with RKIs, I suppose. I'm following the traits PR for Godot really closely, and it looks like it's going to be postponed for the third time. The lead maintainer has been inactive for a long time, so it's very slow. I see. Should I try Godot after Love 2D? Yeah, totally. Heaps is so slept on. So for a beginner that doesn't know any of Godot's language, what would you prefer to learn? Yeah, I'd say using GD script to help learn programming is totally reasonable. I've used it, and I think it's a very solid visual scripting game engine. Very good alternative to Construct and more complex than something like Scratch. GDevelop. I see. Mine's live on Steam now. Let me add it to the list. Awesome. RKI says hype. The first time I tried making a game in Godot, I don't like it much because the way you mention another object in a script isn't as easy as Construct 2. Another object. Do you mean like using an export variable to like serialize it in, or do you mean like using the Git node stuff? Engine tier list. Oh, you can't put RPG Maker in F tier. There's such a bangers that come out of RPG Maker. If you can get, I mean, RPG Maker horror games are sick. So D tier Godot and C tier Unity. This tier list is absolutely sacrilegious, player. GDScript is perfectly valid and reasonable for beginners, but you'll grow past it very fast. You make more projects, I think. I can understand why you would think that, but having worked on giant projects as well as a bunch of smaller projects and across a lot of teams, I think GDScript is totally reasonable for a large project. I do think there is a tendency to move to C#, especially if you're using GD extensions. Although I guess you only really need the mono build, right? But Godot is so comfortable, I don't want to leave it. GDScript is all I need right now. Yeah, I agree with that. I think I really have no reason I would want to go back to Unity anytime soon. I'm definitely open to, if another game engine drops that I'm like really into, then giving it a try. But right now I'm extremely happy with Godot, so I wouldn't change. You use AI for coding, not beyond what's like built into to IDEs. I'm not opening ChatGPT or anything, so. For the most part, I feel like it doesn't write stuff that I'm really happy with. I saw there was a lot of hype around like the new like Claude code or whatever. Like people were saying that it can write like entire applications just off rip. And I was like, really? So I said, do a refactor of my player state machine. And I had the AI write the refactor, and I was like, this isn't usable. I remember I was talking to Insandio about it. I was like, let's find out if this is actually good. And it wasn't good. So I just did my player refactor by hand. So nice artisanally crafted code. But with that being said, the reason I'm a little bit hesitant to answer that, because I do think AI can be a good tool for learning programming, especially if you're new to it. If you use it wisely. I think if you're just straight up vibe coding, if you're just like, make me a thing and then just copy and paste whatever it outputs, I think that's not good. But I think it can be helpful for learning how to code. I think actually it was Claire who said it really well in the Discord. I very much agreed with Claire's opinion on it, where she was like, AI is a little useful for coding and absolutely horrible and ruining everything else. So, um, did the same refactor for my character controller and I messed it hard. Yeah. Is there a list of games to be playtested today? So there like is, but it's just all the games in the Showcase Saturday forum. So, gonna be real fun when they're gonna hire full-time devs just to figure years of vibe coding in the IT industry. Yeah, it's gonna cause a lot of problems. I know that there was like issues with Godot, right, where it's like they're getting flooded with pull requests that were just like vibe coded AI garbage. Like it's not being properly. The people that are trying to submit changes to the engine are not doing it properly, so it's like becoming a real issue. So, um, sometimes if I'm coding and I spent a while on a bug but haven't figured it out, I'll toss it at Gemini. Sometimes it'll have useful possible suggestions for a root cause. Yeah, I think that's reasonable, especially because it can read the code base very quickly, right? So if you submit the code base to it and you're like, hey, like, can you tell me the problem? But the issue is like it can sometimes give a helpful suggestion, but also it's totally possible for it to just hallucinate what the issue is. I remember at my last job, my boss would, whenever there was a bug we were trying to solve, he would always send the code base to an AI and ask it what the problem was. And then he would send me the list of like, could it be one of these things as the AI suggested? And a lot of the times I was like, I don't even know what you mean by this. Like, how could this be the issue? And he was like, I don't know. I just had the AI tell me. So, one day I'm going to do my challenge of making a game during a showcase stream and have it played within that same stream one day. Dude, that's a fun challenge, Tofu. You have to let me know if you're doing that, because if you are doing that, so you start like right when the stream starts, your game would obviously have to come last. And so you got to let me know ahead of time so that I can be open to playing your game at the end. Like I can check for it rather than ending the stream and you're like, no. For me, not gonna lie, pixel art for a platformer feels hard to do compared to a 3D model with a rig plugin. Yeah. It's like Insandio suggested for me to make like a difficulty tier list type thing where I go through like different types of games and art styles, like 3D stylized, 3D realistic, 2D stylized, 2D pixel art, and compare the difficulty of doing different things in those different art styles. Because I think 2D hand-drawn animation is the hardest type of animation, with 2D pixel art coming right behind it. In my experience, I found 3D animation to be easier for me personally. But one of the reasons I was hesitant to make that is because it's such a personal opinion, and also I think people will get mad when I say that I think 3D animation is easier than 2D animation. I think that's gonna upset people. So hard to write that script. Wait, that's actually an awesome challenge. Actually, that's peak. Yeah, right? That's kind of sick. High shovel, is okay to add controller support in the early stage of my game or the ending stage? I think either way is totally fine. You're gonna want to make sure you like handle your inputs well, because you don't want to have to go through and refactor a bunch of stuff to add the controller support. But as long as you are properly externalizing your input system, I think it should be fine. And a lot of game engines kind of externalize it for you. You know, if you're actually using Godot's input map system the way it's intended, then all you have to do when you're doing your controller support is make it properly align with your input mapping. So, do you think you're going to be talking for a while longer, so I have time to grab some stuff from the store before the game start? I'll be probably talking for just a bit more. I do need to get started soon, so that we actually have time to play through a couple games, but I'm excited for when I start making 3D games. Yeah, you should do it. You should do it. Like 3D games are really fun, and I think they are like one thing I think is that people, especially new indie devs, will gravitate towards pixel art because it's approachable. Pixel art looks like it's easier than other art styles. That's why people it does look like that. So that's why there are a lot of indie devs that start with pixel art. But I think that it's mostly a perception issue, because pixel art has its own a whole bucket of challenges. It's got a lot of stuff that you have to worry about. And every art style has a lot of stuff that you have to worry about. But like, you know, they all have it. They're all difficult in their own ways. So I think the approachability of 3D and, you know, even stylized 2D is not even close to as high as pixel art. And I think once you get over that mental hurdle, once you realize you can make 3D games and you can make stylized 2D games, and although they're difficult, they also have their own they also have their own parts where things are a little bit easier. I think that's great, especially if you're doing a 3D game. You can set up, IK rigs for your characters, and do something that's a lot more stylized. And there's a lot of really great 3D assets, like 3D models. And because a lot of your art style in 3D is going to be characterized by the way you do like environmental stuff and the way you apply your shaders to your different 3D models and like a lot of material work, those default 3D models that you can get from like the asset store and stuff are very usable. So I think all of that stuff will really help with getting into 3D games. So it's a lot more, I think it is more approachable than people expect it to be. Especially because when people hear 3D, they think I should use Unreal if I want to do 3D. But I don't think that that's necessarily necessary. I tried pixel art once and instantly gave up. My solution to art is to not do it. Shovel, are we getting free primos because of the stream delay? Yeah, you're getting some shovel gems. Everyone make sure, because I'm not going to host my own database. So make sure you keep track of your own shovel gems. But everyone who was waiting in the pre-stream chat before I went live, make sure you add 200 shovel gems to your inventory. Pixel art, easy to get into, hard to master. Yeah, and even for the easy to get into, it's mostly like feels easy to get. It's easy to get into from the approachability aspect. Because like actually downloading some specialized pixel art program like Sprite or whatever is not that different than downloading Photoshop or Blender. And Blender is free. But he started a cryptocurrency. Yeah, shovel gems. Everyone quickly buy, quickly. I'm definitely not going to rug pull you. No, I'm different than literally every other cryptocurrency. I know every single one of them says exactly the same thing, but have you considered that this time is different? You can spend the gems on faster build times for your Isadora buildings. Anyone have the Discord server link? It's in the channel description. It's so much easier to make a line look better in raster than a pixel. I agree with that, especially if you have a drawing tablet, man. Drawing tablet, like making raster art versus pixel art on the mouse, I actually found it a little bit easier to do pixel art because I'm not that great at drawing lines with my mouse. But when I'm using my drawing tablet, it's so much easier to make raster art. So I'm up $2 today on the stock market. Hope you're ready to be bought out, buddy. Nice. Can you make a short that talks about when releasing your game? I think a lot of developers don't know when is the right time to release your game. I could do that, but considering I haven't released Isadora's Edge yet, it feels a little bit premature for me to talk about the right way to do it. But probably after I release Isadora's Edge, I will make a short talking about my insights after doing it. The Discord invite link is invalid. I just checked it. Oh, really? It shouldn't be invalid. I'll have to check on that after the stream. But if someone else wants to send it over. Shovel, did you ever play Everhood? Everhood. No, let me Google it. Everhood. No, I haven't played this, but the art style is kind of sick. Is it like, it's like Guitar Hero shoot 'em up Undertale RPG type thing? Kind of sick. Hold on, let me add this to my wish list. Boom James. Okay. Undertale inspired rhythm game, I believe. Yeah, hey, that's a so-called free thinkers when the name Zukowski is mentioned. Did someone mention Vari's Oshi Zukowski? Vari says Zukowski put out a blog post. Okay, Vari mentioned Vari's Oshi. Don't release no game in 2026, Q3, Q4, or you'll die to GTA 6. You really think GTA 6 stands a candle to Blorpo, Adventures of Blorpman? Don't worry. I have I have a long time before I'm worried about what other games are releasing at the same time, since I mean I'll consider it a win if I get Isadora's demo ready before the end of the year, which at the beginning of the year I was like, I'll definitely finish the demo before the end of this year. But now that we're almost at the end of February, I'm like, oh god. Oh no. I got so much more to do. Stop leaking my secret Blurpo projects. Could you read that last message? YouTube, let me copy it. Let me see. XGamer69. Great name, by the way. XGamer69. Hello there. Have a great stream. Thank you so much for the great tips and vids and also streams. It's 5 stream today long. I want to go to sleep now since have I tried RPG Maker? Since it's Dude, I couldn't read 0:27 a.m. It's 12:27 a.m. is how I should read that. Have I tried RPG Maker? Yes, I played with RPG Maker a lot. It was when I was younger, so I wasn't nearly as experienced, right? I was just kind of messing around back in the day. But yeah, I think RPG Maker is a totally fine engine for learning and getting started. And there, you could even make full projects with it. There are plenty of games that are pretty successful. But the funny thing is, Zukowski says the opposite. The conventional wisdom is to not release on Silksong or GTA Day, but if you do, then you'll sit on trending new for longer than otherwise. Interesting. Okay. I was talking with another dev about the style that popped up, consisting of geometric shapes, post-processing, and Unity Bloom style that the devs were opting for. Right. Yeah, the geometric with lots of bloom. Yeah, we've seen a lot of geometric bloom games. My personal take that I would need to do some research if I really wanted to validate, but that's geometric bloom style and stuff like Thomas Was Alone. I think that was acceptable at the time, but I feel like games now with that particular art style are going to be harder to cut through the noise. But I think that it's totally fine that it's hard to cut through the noise because it means that you can do stuff that's even more stylized or even less, the path that's even less trodden. It's like stuff like Nubby's Number Factory. That's not, geometric shapes. That is, that's its own special thing that it's got going on. And so I think that cuts through the noise, which is why it can get noticed. So, should I make short commercial projects or long time commercial projects? If you're still new to game development, I think making shorter projects is always better so that you can iterate faster and learn more. But RPG Maker is good if you're ready to not fight the engine. The second you want to go outside of it, it's going to hold you back. Yeah, RPG Maker is very constrained. That's for sure. That game style is wicked. Yeah, right? Is Pixelorama a good pixel art program? Name is familiar. Let me Google it again before I give any advice. Free and open source sprite editor. From just a glance, seems like it's got what you need. I haven't used it personally, but if you're trying to get into pixel art, give it a try. So. Vari, hey Shovel, there's music in the music chat for you again. Vari, you have to realize that you've lost your on-stream music privileges, right? That ship has long sailed. Rap God of reading comments. Thank you, XGamer69. Made 5 games so far for game jams. Nice. Yeah, I'd say continuing with that sort of like make small projects and game jams and smaller commercial projects and see what you can like put through the door is awesome. How does worth it? I'm starting on my first long project. Do you have golden advice for me? If your goal is to devote more time to a project to make it like commercially viable, you don't need to worry too much about making it long. You can still try to scope as small as possible because even a small game will bloat in scope and take you longer than you expect. How did Vari break the music? Yeah, she hit you with the Fortnite. How does pixel art affect the story? In general, I think they're two pretty unrelated fields. I think like you can tell almost any story with pixel art that you want to. I mean, Undertale is basically all story based, and it's it's very simple pixel art for the most part. So, I think that the two don't need to be related. Although I really like the question. It makes me want to have an answer. Like, how does it actually impact the story of the game? I wonder if there's some like psychological impact on players because they're playing a pixel art game, but I don't think so. I think, even if there maybe used to be, I think games like Undertale definitely cut through that for pixel art developers. So, but definitely interested. If it has pixel art, then it gotta be about depression. That's damn true. How long should a demo be for Showcase Saturday? Preferably it would be, between a half hour and an hour, but everyone's demo is going to be different. So if I play your demo for 2 hours or if it takes a whole stream, that's like reasonable, I think, for a demo. But I'll just play it for either as long as it takes me to beat it or until I get the idea. I'll research pixel art's effects on psychology for you and me. Yeah, nice. To prep for the time it'll take to make your game, add 50% to what you thought I'd make and maybe more. Yeah. If you want to prep for how long it'll take you to make your game, add approximately 700% to your estimation. Isadora's Edge is a 1-year project, guys. For really real. I'm going to make it in 1 year. I'm a clown. The scope is sitting around the 4-hour range right now. I see. Yeah. Well, when you submit it, when I play it on stream, if I'm hooked and playing the full 4 hours, that's great. And if I play for like an hour or two and then I'm like, okay, I think it's time to give feedback, then that's also fine. Either way. How many years have I been working on Isadora? Well, I started in earnest in 2022. So a little under 4, I think. I actually started in 2021, but that was before Fur joined the project and I was making the pixel art myself. When Fur joined, I like basically completely restarted so that we could build it from the ground up with his art. But when Fur started the project, I also took on a full-time game developer job. When before I was planning on working on Isadora's Edge full-time for a year. My goal was I'm going to work on Isadora's Edge solo full-time for a year and then it'll be done. But then I took a job and worked on it part-time with an artist helping me. So that was sort of why the scope changed so dramatically. And I talked about this a little bit in the Metroidvania devlog, but when that happened, I knew that my original estimate of a year was no longer going to be valid because I completely changed the plan. It's like my plan went from one thing to a completely different thing. Of course, the timeline's going to change, but so I wasn't too worried about it, but it is funny to think about in that original video. So I think we're closer to Shovel Jam 27 than we're closer to 26. That thought scares me. It makes me shiver, right? The passage of time. It makes fools of us all. Use the pi factor when estimating time a project will take. 3 months? Actually, 37 weeks. Shovel, my old PC died and I lost my game. That's rough. You gotta use GitHub. Use version control. Back up your projects. Please, everyone. If you're not using version control, please use version control. Guys, 2013 was 5 years ago. True, I guess. RKI, I think you're just a clown. Damn, Tofu going crazy. RKI, you're not a clown. The game you're about to play started as a 2-day failed jam project, snowballed into a 2-year side project. Oh shit. That's exciting. Oh, so the Metroidvania you're making is a 2-year side project? Ooh, RKI is 2-year side project. That's sick. Does a short game jam game also qualify for playtesting and feedback? Yeah, of course. I'd really like to get some feedback to improve, but I'm not working on a big project right now. Yeah, that's like part of the reason I wanted to do Showcase Saturday, because like when you make a game jam game and you play it and you're like, I think it's pretty good, but I don't know like what I did wrong, what I can improve, and it's like it's a game jam game. So how am I going to get like really meaningful feedback? So that's why I started doing this, was so that people could get meaningful feedback. But dude, it's so insane. No tutorial teaches version control. It's like a programmer's human right. Yeah. It's like version control is unbelievably important. I hope no one will mind if I ask again. What did X Gamer say? I don't see the comment. Can I get the name to take a look at it? Oh, Mortis said something. What did Mortis say? Mortis. Can't read fast enough to respond. Mortis. No, I can't find the comment. Ugh. Guys, the year 3000 is 84 years ahead of us. Now that's some good math right there. I like 84 years. Oh, it's not even 2100. That's great. It's called Cannon Head Demo, right? Cannon Head is a banger. Hello, everyone. Hello, Lorenzo. Welcome in. It was about Jane drawing game asset. Am I playing executables or still web? I'm still on web, but Quentin did give me some advice on how to get my VM working, so I'll take another look at that soon. Okay, but before I get sidetracked into another batch of questions, let's actually start playing some games. Specifically, the one that I am the most excited for, which is RKI's Metroidvania. Okay, Google Docs. Played in Google Docs. Everyone is fiending for the VM to go live, right? Called Bird Breakout. This is going to be peak. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Let's. Hello, Shovel 1111. Nice. All right, let's go to desktop view and turn on desktop audio. And desktop view is not working, so that's kind of sick. Properties. That's not correct. This one? Nope, that's also not correct. This one? There we go. Thank you, OBS. Very cool. All right. Hello, Shovel 11111. This is V1.0 of the Bird Breakout playtest. It's recommended to play the Windows build for better performance. Ooh, unfortunate. Feedback form. If you recommended your playthrough, if you recorded your playthrough, you want to follow development, join the Discord server. Metroidvania with Flappy Bird controls. Okay. Shovel doxing his tabs. You caught me. Turns out my tabs are a list of games for Showcase Saturday, as well as as well as my YouTube streams. Okay, this is the playtest for Bird Breakout. All assets are made by me under the CC0 license or credited in the description. Okay. I'm not hearing any sound. Hold on. Is everything muted? No, it's not muted. Hold on. Let me. Oh, there's no music? Okay, great. All right, new game. Press space repeatedly to flap, flapping using stamina. Okay. For flappy birding. Okay, hitting the wall turns us around. Can I turn around manually with the arrow keys? Doesn't look like it. Oh. Okay. Nice. Oh, shit. Okay, so I have to, like, bonk on the walls to turn myself around. I see. Nice. Oh. Nice. We got slopes, my favorite. Oh, shit. Okay. I like how my bird gets more tired when as my bird gets more tired, the colors change. That's a nice touch. Oh. Ooh, smooth. Nice. Okay, we're gaming. All right. We turn around and we game. Oh, okay. Go fast on slopes to break through blocks. Nice. Okay. Use that block to turn around and we flap to our doom. Okay. Nice. Oh. Break through metal blocks by going fast. So I need to make it up the slope. Nice. I think I missed a secret up there, but it is too late to apologize. I need someone else to hit the high note for me. Okay. Bounce on that pipe. Keep it going. Boom. Pizza tower if it was Flappy Bird. True. Okay. Nice. Right. Oh, no. Not even close, baby. Oh. No. I said it wasn't close. But then things suddenly got closer. Let's go. Oh, next level. Press R to respawn at the last checkpoint. Unnecessary. Mother trucker. Okay. Nice. Ah! Oh, I wish I could turn around. Oh, my voice is kind of low compared to the sound effects. Okay. Let me turn it down just a little bit. Put it like right there. How's that? Probably better? Let me know if I turn the sound effects down too far. Okay. We're gaming? We're not gaming. Gaming has ended. Mic's been low the whole stream. Yeah, it's like, I've been having so many issues with my mic recently. I almost just bought a new one, but mics are expensive, so so then I didn't. You wish you could turn around, but I wish I could be a little taller and a baller. Wait, did I accidentally press a restart, or did I die when I was not paying attention? Trust me, you don't want to be that tall. I'm 6'7", and it's not really, like, that useful in day-to-day life. Okay. Oh. I think I wasn't paying attention because I was glancing at chat. Nice. No. Okay. I ran out of flappitude. Okay. Gaming. You had a polymarket bet on that? Dude, I saw the, like, the polymarket memes of, like, betting on what the bet percentage for Jesus returning from the dead would be. It's like it'll go above 5%. This slope is messing me up. Oh, that gave me a good laugh. I'm betting on Jesus returning polymarket futures. Golden feathers restore stamina. Oh, but you gotta touch them probably. I will ask one more time. All right. Send it over, XAMR. We'll see if I can actually see it. The pipes in the ceiling is for turning around quickly. Yeah, it seems like they're there so that if you can, like, properly land it. Ah, nice. Nice. Okay. Nice, we're Flappy Birding. What gems of games do you love for Godot and in pixel art? I really love the Mega Man X pixel art. Mega Man X through X4, I think that pixel art's really nice. I love Symphony of the Nights pixel art. Celeste has great pixel art. Wargroove, I really wanted to like that game because I love the pixel art of it, but... Ouchie. Nice. All right, hell yeah. RKI, you have such a talent for making movement that's unique but also fun. On Bubble Gaming? Call me Bubble the way I bobble? I don't know. Oh! Oh! Spike, you thought? Nice, the bubbles also restore stamina. Symphony of the Night have some of the best pixel art ever. Yeah, I totally agree. Oh. Nice. Okay. Use the slope to turn around. Oh, I almost didn't even need the bubble there. Give me bubble or give me death. I choose death. Okay. That pin movement was all me. Oh, speaking of the pin game, I needed to message you, Tofu. Not that I'm making a YouTube video featuring the pin game, but theoretically, if I was, I wouldn't be able to use the music that was actually in the pin game because of copyright reasons. So if you have a different musical track that isn't copyrighted that you made personally, that I would be able to use in this theoretical YouTube video that I'm not guaranteeing in any way. No tragedy strike. Okay. You should send that over. I'm Bubble. Oh, shit. Completely lost control there. Whee! Okay. Too much speed. Oop, okay. Bounce off the wall. Oh. Oh. Okay. Nice. Ah! No! Oh. I never doubted even for a second. Bubble me. Ah! Dang it. Hey, thanks for hanging out, X-Gamer. Good to have you here. We're gaming. We're bubbling. All right. And then I make this jump easy because I'm built Oh! Well. Seems like I'm built similarly, actually. Oh. Bubble me. Turn around. Flap. Hit the wall. Bounce over these spikies. Nice. Hit the bubble. Into the stamina restoration here. Nice. Let's go. We got through it. All right. I've escaped my prison. I do not know if there was a good reason to escape my prison. Hey, the pipes! A nice place to use the Flappy Bird inspiration. Ah! Oops. Okay. Oh. Nice. Okay. Oh. Missed it. Hell yeah. Oh, is this a new ability? Ability, get. Hold down or the S key to charge a dive and release to dive. Charge dive breaks through blocks. Okay, so. Nice. Charge my dive. So now I have a dive charged up. So I can do this. Oh, let's go. Charge up a dive. Dive on slopes to instantly go fast. I see. So charge up my dive. Then fly up to this slope. Ah! Dive onto the ground to bounce up higher. Let's give it a try. So get as high as possible. Nice. Oh, I need to charge up a dive. Let's get as high as I can. Oh, Mr. Spike. I thought we were buds. Okay, turn around. And dive. Oh, that dive is so satisfying. Uh-oh. I fall down. Okay. This is a great way to learn from, like, a way to learn from someone who's great at it. The tutorialization here is extremely good. Rather than telling me all the things that the dive is capable of right from the start, you know, it parcels them out a little bit at a time. I have to lock in. Nice. What the heck? Wait a second. Did I just get bamboozled into going in a big circle? Right after I complimented RKI and everything. Hold on. All right. We're going back to the start. Maybe we're not going back to the start. Wait, I can bump these with my head. Nice, okay. Use that pipe to turn around. No. Okay. Alright. Alright, and up we go. And out we run out of stamina. There we go. Alright. Get me out of here. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. Freedom. Nice, nice. No, not nice. Actually, extremely unfortunate. Is this where my awesome return home journey ends? High as possible. Nice. Turn around here. Woohoo! Up the slope. And I'm out of here. Now, where can I use this charge? Oops. Shovel, you're not supposed to go back. It's a Metroidvania. You gave me a new ability. I'm trying to use my cool new ability. Whoop. Whoop. Check it out. Bonk. Bonk. All right. All right. We're going back the hard way. Whee! Woohoo! All right. All right. All right. Luckily, this path is extremely easy to get through, right? Wait. Okay. Oh. Nope. I can judge distances. What do you mean? What do you mean I don't know how to judge distances? Easy, first try, every time. Oh. There we go. Finally. Woohoo. Nice. Come on. I'm gonna explode. Okay, there we go. Explosion stifled. And see, and right, we're back right to where we were. No problem. Turn me around. Okay, don't go that way. The other way is a trap. You should dive on this slope. You're not my dad. Oh, and I'm pretty sure this hallway, like, takes me back to the start, right? Nice. Ah, almost. Silk Song is a collective hallucination. Nice. Uh-oh. Okay. Now, do I need to have high speed at this area to break through some blocks? Yes, I do. I do, in fact, need high speed. Nice. Nice. We take the over. Okay, we have to keep up the speed. Nice. Not too tough. Oh, turn me around. Okay, okay, okay. And we're freedom. All right. Oh. The inability to judge distances strikes again. Okay. Oh, a new ability. Hold up or the W key to charge a jump. Oh, okay. Oh, hell yeah. Uh-oh. Maybe I need to flap much more efficiently than I was there. Since the flap restores stamina, I thought, you know, I should really be as low stamina as possible before I jump, but I think maybe I might have been wrong about that. Okay. Oops. Let go just a touch late there. Don't mind me. Okay. This game finally has a jump button. Breakthrough game design innovation. Okay. Nice. We got the spike. I wonder, do I need to do a charge jump and a dive there? Maybe that's the solution. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do there, actually. Okay, okay, okay. Let's think. Maybe I shouldn't be trying to go over the spike pit, actually. Maybe that's where everything goes wrong. Right, right, right. I shouldn't go over the spike pit. Bounce off of this to go up here. Charge a jump to go up this way. And then jump from here. Oh, very generous hitbox on the spike. Appreciate that. Nice. All right, all right. Uh-oh. I can still get it. Let's go. Okay, the stamina restoring feathers do not give me my jump back. That's good to know. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, close one. Hell yeah. A little indie dev called Super Mario Brothers where they jump all the time. Oh. Oh, I need to save my jump since the feathers don't restore it. Got it. Ah! Nice, 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 nice. Let's go. We're gaming. Hell yeah. Okay, so that was all jumping. So I wonder if there's going to be some... I can perch on small pipes. Now that's cute. I do be a bird. Mother trucker. Okay. There we go. We're in. No, I don't want to leave. Thank you. Hell yeah. Boing, boing. I see one particular move here. Ah, nah. It could have worked. Okay, okay. Nice. That slope gave me my... but it does turn me around as well, so I need to make it over this slope. Oh, I didn't think I would touch that spike thing. Okay. All right. Nice. Not as nice, but we can turn around on this wall. Dang it. Okay. All right, we need to leave a little bit earlier from the perch. Like right here. Nice, okay. Nice, and we're perching. Ooh, a new ability! The charge dash. Hold right or the D key to charge a dash. Okay, can I also charge to the left? No, I can only charge to the right. I got rightwards dash. Oh, we're crystal dashing! Ow! How many crystal dashes can I do? Just the one. Oops. Oh, you just always crystal dash the direction you're going, even though you hold to the right to do it. Interesting, interesting. Ah! Turn me around. Let me out of here. We're gaming. Alright, don't hold the crystal dash. We perch. Okay. I'm sort of a jump main. You know, I really like jumping, actually. For some reason, I thought, there's a purpley pipe here. I can clearly grab it. Hold on. I got this. I was supposed to crystal dash over to that slope, but instead I just used jump. Jump stamina restoration is so powerful. Oh, right, I forgot. You always crystal dash the direction you're going. I tried to turn around using it there. Nice. Charge up a jump here. The most powerful of all the spells. Oh, I see what I'm supposed to do there now. Bubble is not friend. Do one of these. Oh, that sound effect was too good. So we charge a dash to get through dangerous situations. If a bubble tries to manipulate me. Oops. Dash went a little bit longer than I expected. Can I? You can cancel. You can jump cancel your crystal dash. There's a whole new dimension. Uh-oh. Nice, okay. We got some turnaround blocks. Oh, okay. Dodge the bubs. Let's go. Didn't even need to crystal dash it. Hell yeah. Oh, like some ghosts are attacking me. I don't know what's going on with them. Oops. Don't mind me. Oh. Gotta jump at proper timing here. Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't charge my jump enough. Through here. Alright, don't mind me. Use the slide here, charge up a jump to go over this. Nice. Next level, next level. Alright. Easy. Uh-oh. Mario's after me. Okay. This game is that one image with the spring. Oh, the one. It's like, ah, yes, the humble spring. What was previously used to allow you to reach new heights has been turned against you by sending you flying, hurtling towards the springs with the game design genius or whatever. Nice. Okay. I considered making one of those genre of YouTube videos that's like reacting to game dev memes way too seriously, or turning game dev memes way too seriously, whatever it would be called. Because I did have a lot of thoughts about that meme in particular. Ah! Oh! Up we go. Oh, you thought you had me, Mr. Pipes. Okay, okay. Nope, nope. All right. Send help. Uh-oh. All right. Time to adapt. Oh, and we made it. Uh-oh. Okay. That'd be awesome. You think that video would be good? I wasn't sure about it. Maybe I need you all to submit me memes to react to or something. Hold space to glide thanks to this leather suit. Gliding uses stamina. Okay, so if I hold space... Yo! Let's go. Ah, okay. Crystal dash through here. And we glide. Up. Ah. Ah, no. Although, admittedly, I think I could have... Ah! I could have used my jump there to save myself. Does gliding even give me any extra distance compared to just flapping? I can't see. Send help. Mr. Camera. Okay. Turn around here. The door going buck wild. Whee. Okay. Gliding is low-key not good. Yeah, that was the vibe. Trying to use it in that one hallway, I was like, I'm not sure if gliding is any good. Looks kind of sick. Whee. Our non-solid. Oh, no. I don't want to go back. Non-solid and spread onto other blocks. Interesting. Oh, so you can always just pass through mushroom blocks. I see. Turn me around. Hitting that giant spike. Turn me around. All right, we're going back home. And we're through. Nope. Nope. Oh. Oh, that jump timing was incredible. Uh-oh. Well, that's fun. Vine blocks latch onto other blocks. Ah, I see, I see. They are RKI blocks. True! RKI blocks! Nope, okay. Boom. Easy money. Oh, also, welcome, Lyra. Good to see you. Good to see you. Burp game. We're gaming. Okay, I need to use my jump. Oh. Probably not like that, actually, though, huh? Nope, nope. Nope, nope. There we go. Alright, we're stronking around in the hallway. Hey, that worked. And we're through. Oh, and we get a new power. Give it to me. I got charged triple projectile. Hold left or the A key to charge 3 block breaking projectiles. Release to fire them. Right, so I can shoot. Oh, let's go. We have combat. I was wondering, this is Metroidvania. How can I fight bosses? Now I see how to fight bosses. Ooh, what's the purple thing? RKI added primal aspect. True. Hollow Knight, but you're the primal aspect. Good stuff. Turn me around. Nice. Nice. Okay. Shot backwards, don't mind me. Right, the mushroom spread. Fly right there. Turned around on something. Didn't really mean to, but, you know, that's how it is. Okay. Next level. Oh. No, let me through. There we go. Boing. I love that water effect. Oops. Oh, so those are bouncy on the bottom, but the top is just regular? I see, I see. Boing. Nice. Boing. Nice. Bounce house. Nice. All right, all right, all right. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Not all right. Maybe. Perhaps all right. There we go. Okay, do I want to pass through there yet? I'm not sure. Nope, nope, nope. This way? Okay. Yeah, there's nothing up there. That is just a hell of my own creation that I need not subject myself to. I don't like the look of those spikes over there, so I'm going to go down. Oops. Wrong bud. Cannot imagine how mangled this bird's face is, right? Dude, this bird tanky. Bounce house. Nope, nope, nope. Nice try, RKI. You thought I was just gonna let you slime me right into that spike? Not today. Alright. Uh-oh. Nice. Nice. Satisfying. Okay. Oop. Uh-oh. More of the pipes. My arch nemesis. Okay. So anyways, I started blasting. Okay. Okay, broke all the blocks. What's that get me? Oh. That's a heart. I have a thought. One singular thought. Other than destroy the blocks. Which is, do I need to destroy them in a plus pattern like exists on the other side? That seems extremely impossible, so I'm gonna hope that that's not what I need to do. Dodged. Okay. No, okay. No, let me in. Nice. I was let in. No. Tragedy, tragedy, tragedy. Okay. Boom. No, 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 no. Let me in. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. Ah! This requires an unbelievable amount of focus. The boss time. The boss is just destroying blocks in specific formations. Dude, the green slimers absorb my shots. It's incredible. Their defenses. Their defenses are on another level. No, let me in. Oh, so close, so close. One more, one more. How do people make insanely good games like this casually? The RKI special? No. Let me in, let me in, let me in. No. Okay. Mother trucker. Their mornings never stop, not even at night. You're the one who's crazy for thinking it takes one day to live out a day. My first day, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. My second day, 9 p.m. to 9:15 p.m. It's a really short day. Third day, 9:15 p.m., 9:20 p.m. It just gets shorter. Right? Can I crystal dash these stone blocks? I can. Oh, hold on a second. Everything has changed. Whee! Nice. Oops. Wait, can I use my jump on these ones? I can. I was so limited. I was so focused on using my cool shooting ability that I didn't even consider destroying them with my face. Wait. Oh, yeah. There we go. Nice. All right, I can't comfortably land on the mushrooms. Mushrooms kind of got their whole own thing going on. All right. Okay. Oh. This one needs a good charge shot. Nope. This one needs a good charge shot. Nope. This one needs a good jump from underneath, maybe? There we go. All right. Did I do it? All right. I wasn't destroying it on the left as well as the right because I forgot about destroying blocks with my dash. So I think I might have one or two more of these on the left side to do. Oh, that was efficient. Okay. Ooh, if I can get in. Nope. Yo, check this out. All right. Nice. Bounce here. Boom. Okay. Do you have to destroy both at the same time? No, I think there was just a set number on each side I need to destroy, it seems like. All right, and we're through. This is the end of the playtest demo for Bird Breakout. The following screen will show you some stats and will allow you to go back to the main menu. Feel free to mess around with debug options over there. All right, give me some stats. Let me know what I did. Don't forget the feedback survey in the game description. Feedback is very much appreciated. Nice. Mushroom blocks are broken like normal, but are non-solid. Mushrooms spread to other blocks. All right, 402 out of 533 blocks, 16 out of 29 rock blocks, 105 out of 130 metal blocks, 74 out of 97 vine blocks, 12 out of 18 mushroom blocks. Total blocks 609 out of 807. Completion time was 47 minutes and 24 seconds. Let's go. Thanks for playing. Thanks for making. All right, can we get some +2s in chat for for RKI? Really sick game. So let's make sure I mute. I always forget that. And let's go over some feedback. Let's think critically about this game. What was good about it and what can be improved. I think one thing that stands out to me that I want to mention before I forget anything else is if I continue. Okay, it just takes me back to the start. This. one thing I talk about in a lot of other platformers is not being 100% clear on where the obstacles are. And do you see what this game is doing to make it really easy to see where the obstacles are? It's using shadow casters. As you get closer to the objects, the light source around the main player, the backlight on the player, casts a shadow on all of the things that I'm going to bounce off of. These pipes, I know I'm going to bounce off of them because it's casting the shadow. This tiles over here, I know that I'm going to bounce off of them because they're casting the shadow. Like, obviously, they look nice and clean anyway. It's like, even without the shadow casting, it wouldn't be too hard to tell where the backgrounds are and where the foreground is. But that shadow casting adds just an extra layer of understanding where all the boundaries are. And for a game like this, like platformers in general, you want to be able to tell where all the tiles are. But in a game like this one, where it's extremely important to know where I'm going to bounce off the wall, it's even more important, you know? I need to know exactly where I'm going to hit so that I can plan for it, so that I can account for it and plan accordingly, you know? I need to know exactly where I'm going to turn around and where all the ledges are. Because even being able to tell exactly where the boundaries are, I still would occasionally misjudge the distance and not be able to make it through. So it's extra important that these things are extremely well highlighted. And I think that's one little detail that shows like the extra thought that goes into making sure everything is crystal clear for the player, right? It's like this game has no clarity issues when it comes to what's playable and what needs to be done. The other thing that I want to say is really good in terms of clarity and tutorialization is the fact that all the abilities happen like once per level, and you get a lot of time with each ability to play with it and figure out exactly how it works before you need to move on to the next ability, right? It's like in a game like this, you could totally imagine getting the abilities way faster than they were introduced, or when the ability gets introduced, just giving like a laundry list, a big like PowerPoint slide presentation of all the different stuff you can do with it. But instead, you have these text boxes that pop up and tell you how stuff works, and then you get to experience it directly several times before the next text box comes up that gives you any information. Nice. So I think those are two really big strengths of this game. It's extremely well tutorialized. And it's got extremely clear gameplay. Like the clarity is really, really high. The only big clarity misstep I think this game had was the one area where after I got my slam ability, like my downward slam, and I went in a big loop, and it was kind of just like oh, you went the wrong way, you need to loop and go the other direction type of thing. But even though it looped around, but because it looped around, I thought, oh, I need to go backwards using my cool new ability and experiment with the areas to find secrets or other paths that I missed. And so that was a little bit of a clarity misstep because what the game intended me to do, I felt I was very mistaken, you know? Bubbles are cool, but I don't think they work without purchase. I love the bubble mechanic. I thought the part of the game where I was dodging the bubbles was extremely fun. I didn't think it was too hard or too frustrating. I personally love that section. Because of the fact that I can stop with a downward or use my crystal dash to reset myself, and I can jump out of the crystal dash if I need to. I have the movement capabilities to dodge all those bubbles. So I really liked the bubble section. I had no problem with the bubbles. I thought the bubbles were a really fun mechanic. And it is the classic game design thing of like, first, the bubbles are used to reset your stamina and help you climb higher, right? The bubbles are used to either get some extra distance up top or they fling you into the spikes and you need to dodge them. I think that kind of multi-purpose design is really good and is like, it's the classic game design thing, you know, right? The spring that you can use to gain extra height, but also could fling you into the spikes. I think both of those things are really good. And here, we don't really need to know about the reset until it gets introduced to us. So, my big issue was the bit of the game before you had the movement abilities, the first time you saw the bubbles. Oh, right. The one where, yeah. Okay. I agree with you on that one. That section, the bubbles were like a little bit frustrating because you don't have much control over where they're going to be. So you're just hoping that you get a good pattern while you're trying to climb rather than needing to dodge them. I think it worked a lot better in the dodging section than it did. I think it worked a lot better in the dodging section than it did in that section where they were being used to gain height. Oh, almost. Okay. Yeah, and then I think a lot of these background decorations look great. I love the way this game looks. I think the background right here, with like the pixel art that's like parallaxing, I think that's probably a placeholder background. It looks like a placeholder to me. Like, oh, there'll be pipes and stuff. Don't worry about it. That doesn't look like the actual background compared to the rest of the pixel art. But if you keep going up, like that part right here, these pipes that are like fading into the background, these feel like actual background assets. So, that's to me strikes me as like placeholder stuff. So I'm not too worried about that one. But then this one looks pretty good. The it is okay. Yeah. It red is very placeholder to me, so I wasn't too worried about it. Right. But overall, I think you did a great job with the pacing of the game. You introduced the new mechanics and the new difficulties really well, and the tutorialization is really good. The abilities are all really fun to use. And it feels like the levels are designed around using the abilities, but it's not like you need to use the abilities perfectly to make any progress, right? If you just use the abilities, it's fine. And it's not like one ability is better than the rest of them, or you can only get through here with the jump, or you can only get through here with the dash. It's like there is some room for improvisation with your abilities, which I think is extremely satisfying. One thing that I did find a little bit frustrating was needing to hit the wall to turn around. Like it creates an interesting movement pattern that I think like the whole game is built around. So it's not something you can just like swap out. But there is something about like needing to go all the way down a hallway before I can just turn the other direction that I did find a little bit like oh oops. I was just trying to brute force it there with jumps. There's something about needing to use the walls to turn around that's like a little bit hard to wrap my head around and can be a little bit frustrating when it's like, oh, it didn't work the way I was hoping it would. But I think that might just be a limitation of the movement style you've chosen. And as long as the gameplay, like I think it's more than anything, it's a level design challenge. Where if you are building your level in a way that missing a particular jump causes you to kind of flat back through a long hallway for a really long time, that can be very frustrating. But using it to build the challenges, and you need to like navigate the tight corridors and stuff, I think that's all pretty fine. Uh-oh. I went too fast. Ow. In Discord, I said this game feels like it's always a little too slow or way too fast. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think there were lots of times where this game felt like it was going at exactly the right speed for me. Honestly, there were sections where that it was going fast where I really liked it, and I think you could even have more fast sections. But I do think the like needing to like slowly turn around and like reorient yourself by hitting the wall is like quite a bit of waiting. It's like here I just have to wait and wait and wait, and now I can make another attempt at this. And that waiting is like not the biggest deal, but it is a little bit unfortunate. But I think that is mostly an aspect of level design. I think you can design really good levels that don't have that much of a waiting issue, if you know what I mean. What about a once per I hit the wall ability that lets you change heading? Yeah, having an ability that lets you like spin in place to flip the other direction would certainly help with the movement. And you wouldn't need to redo all the earlier level design because you wouldn't have the ability yet. So honestly, that I think it's something worth trying. Like if you add the turnaround ability and then just see how the gameplay feels with it, you know? Because it might like totally invalidate the main like movement mechanic of this game, and it might not be worth using. But it's something that I would prototype. Like I would play test with it and see if it's good. Because one thing I think that is one thing that's important to learn for like game development is you should prototype a lot of different ideas and a lot of different mechanics, and then use the best ones. It's like Isadora's Edge has had so many movement mechanics and so many abilities and like platforming mechanics that are not going to be in the final game because I just don't think they're good enough. I don't think they feel that good. But when you play test a platforming mechanic and it does feel really good, then like you know because you play tested it and it like stands out ahead of everything else. Yeah, I remember this area in particular being a little bit frustrating, like waiting for the bubbles and not being able to turn around. And especially as I got closer to the top, it's like, okay, now I want to turn around and take that jump there. But because of the way the flapping works, I just like don't get to do that. So maybe trying a turnaround ability in some of these areas could be fun just to see how it works. Yeah, see there, it worked out really well. So that was a very satisfying set of movements. So that was really good. But it's really easy to end up in a situation where you're not in that like satisfying set of movements and it doesn't work as well. Other games that have similar movement have either extremely narrow levels or allow you to easily turn around. I'll have to find a compromise. Yeah, I think like in a lot of areas you did a good job with the level design, that it doesn't have that much weighting, and it's not that frustrating to like have to turn around. But in some places it really is like that. Okay, so it's not really a fair comparison here, but when I was going backwards through this area is when it felt the worst, right? Trying to go backwards through this hallway was a nightmare, because it's like you have to flap up here, and then you have to like make sure you bounce without hitting the edge, and then you need to break these, and then you need to turn around, so you kind of have to flap into this thing without bouncing on that ledge down there. But like that's not a super fair comparison for you, because you didn't intend for me to go backwards like that. It's like it felt a little clunky, and that made me think maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this because of how clunky it feels, which is a good sign that the time where I felt the worst about the turnaround mechanic is a place that wasn't intended to be like for me to go in that direction. It's like this game makes way more sense as a linear game, so that you can force me in a specific direction, so that you can build the level around it very, very cleanly, you know? And that makes sense to me. Another thing that you might want to touch is I think the look ahead is a little too fast. It's like the camera motion feels good most of the time, but like the look ahead when you turn around can be a little bit jarring, especially if you turn around multiple times quickly. Maybe have the tween for the look ahead take a little bit longer. Or if you've like recently turned around, then the look ahead doesn't tween as quickly. It's just a little bit disorienting on the camera motion for that look ahead in particular. Dive on the slopes to instantly go fast, gamer. Yeah, but overall, I think that the main movement of this game is very, very interesting. Now, one thing I do want to think about, right, is like the main gameplay of this is quite satisfying. I like the movement. But because this is just the demo, obviously, it's like just one area, and the area is very like a sewer-ish, vines growing from the walls type of area. And one thing, if you want this to be a full commercial release, is thinking about the appeal, right? Because I think that this has a strong appeal when you're like, it's Flappy Bird, but a Metroidvania. I think that title hits really, really well. But the gameplay mostly feels like Flappy Bird if it was a linear platformer. I think what you would want to lean into for the appeal of this game is more like the idea that you are Flappy Bird and you're saving the world. You know what I mean? It's like Flappy Bird saves the world feels like to me the primary allure. Like, oh, it's supposed to be Flappy Bird, but he's like a hero, so you have to use your limited Flappy Bird capabilities to actually like save everybody. You know? So I could imagine, you know, the marketing material, like the trailer or whatever, having something that's like, can one tiny bird save everyone? And then you show the bird like getting through these like complicated platforming areas and then taking out some big boss type thing, you know, stuff like that. Because I find that would be a really, really like strong hit for this particular style of game, where it's like inspired by classic Flappy Bird controls, but you're trying to turn it into a more substantive game rather than, you know, the high score, repetitive gameplay of the original Flappy Bird. So I think, you know, Flappy Bird saves the world is definitely the angle I would go to from a marketing perspective, but it doesn't work purely from marketing without the gameplay to support it. And right now, I think you have like a really strong proof of concept for the movement. Yeah, Flappy Bird gets his revenge. You have a really strong proof of concept for the movement, and your level design is extremely good. I think, if nothing else, this game's level design is like really, really strong. So I believe you can definitely build out the levels that sell that. And then you would need the levels to sell the fantasy as well. Because right now the sewer vibe is like fine. Like it looks good, but it doesn't really sell me on the fantasy of the bird. It's like, I don't know why the bird is in the sewer, or like what's going on with this bird. You know what I mean? Don't think the rage game mechanics don't work as well for Metroidvania. Yeah, it's like hard to explore because the movement is a little bit tough to pull off. So I feel like leaning into like the linear aspects of this game are probably a little bit more accurate. In terms of marketing, to me, this seems like a game that do much better on consoles than Steam. Yeah, it does feel very console-y, but I could see a way to make this game like, oops. This is one of the only other areas where obviously the clarity didn't hit me immediately. I thought I needed to use my jump so that I could like make it over here, but it wasn't quite working. It took me a little bit of time to realize what I actually needed to do there. And I think that's because if you look at this area, once I get up there, I can show you what I mean. if you look at this area, it's almost funneling me to the right. Like the spikes are acting like arrows almost. And there's like this shape. I always point at my screen when I do this. It's such a hard example. Maybe my mouse will work. Yeah. This area feels like it's funneling me with like 2 arrows pointing here, an arrow pointing here, the opening here. It feels like it's funneling me this way. So I start going this way and then I hold my jump because I think that's what it wants me to do. And then I get my max distance and I'm over here and then I can like bounce off of this wall, but I can't do anything else. I'm like, wait, what am I supposed to do there? So I think maybe something to make that area a little bit clearer would work. But I mean, that's just a very, very small signposting issue more than anything else. It was, yeah, not very clear to me that I needed to bounce off this and like get distance like this. But all that being said, I think that the actual gameplay mechanics are really, really strong. It's like a very interesting platformer. Like the actual mechanics of controlling the platformer are very, very interesting. And I think that gives you a lot of room to work with. You know what I mean? Like you're not nearly as limited because you have these interesting platformer mechanics and you can clearly build levels around, like you know how to build the levels around it to make it work. So I think, and it lends itself to speedrunning. That is extremely true. It's like I could imagine like someone wanting to beat this as fast as possible and using like cool tech to do that. And I think the perches were a really cool mechanic too. Especially because I think one thing that I was going to say about this game before the perch system came up was like the fact that the game is always in motion is a very like appealing thing for a platformer. Like it's nice to always be moving, but it does mean there is no downtime or no ability to stop and think. I was trying to think of how this game would work as a roguelike. My brain is cooked. Yeah, I feel like I could see this as a roguelike where you get different like bird upgrades or you increase your stamina or whatever. But I feel like the procedural generation of the levels won't work nearly as well as like the handcrafted appeal of, I think I accidentally canceled my extra vertical movement there. I think the appeal of the handcrafted movement here is really strong. I feel like the level design really helps this game work, given that it has like unique mechanics. So trying to procedurally generate levels for the roguelike version of it, I think would be a downgrade in quality compared to what Arcade has put together. Now, obviously, handcrafted linear levels are way more work and a lot more time than doing it as a Metroidvania, but I think the improvement in quality is quite high. But oops, I picked that up early. Maybe with more restricted levels and bigger character, it'd be more like Celeste. Yeah, I think like honestly, the size of the character kind of works for me. I don't hate it. And you know, Celeste's handcrafted levels, it's like Celeste does a really good job at telling a story. Mother trucker does a really good job at telling a story through its levels. Like the levels have some clear like, oh no, why am I going this way? Oh no. Okay, see this would be an example of where being unable to turn around is quite frustrating. It's not that big of a deal, but like having my one-time turnaround button there would be really nice so that I don't have to do this. See, it's like there, if you don't jump immediately, you're so cooked. You have to go all the way back through that area again. But yeah, I think Celeste would be a really good place for you to look for some inspiration RKI, although I'm sure you already play Celeste for inspiration, if I had to guess. Because the way they use their levels to tell a story is, I think, what you would need to do for the appeal of this game. You have a good like hook in like it's Flappy Bird saving the world or whatever you want the story to be. But similar to how Celeste uses all the different environments and the settings to tell the story, I think that's what you would want to do here too. And like, obviously you would be playing into the absurdity of like, you are Flappy Bird. So being on a like world saving quest is goofy, you know, he's just a bird. Why is he the one in charge of saving everyone? But, yeah, you turn once every 30 seconds, you can push a direction and jump to turn around. You have not played Celeste? Yeah. I would say before you continue working on this game, RKI, you should play Celeste. It will 100% improve what you do on this game, I think. Because you're already so good at level design. So it's not like you need help figuring out how to put the level together in a way that makes it fun to play. But like I said a couple times, Celeste's one of its greatest skills is that the level design is not only fun, but it is very coherent and takes you on a journey. So that's something I would consider for sure. But yeah, overall, I think that the gameplay really works. And it's mostly just figuring out how to take this fun gameplay and great level design and turn it into a complete, you know, package, as opposed to how do you fix the gameplay itself, you know? There's some minor nitpicks like the camera look ahead and stuff like that, but those are, you know, very, very minor compared to everything that this game is doing well. So yeah, you'll grow a lot as a platformer developer by playing Celeste. That's for sure. That's for sure. So nice. Really, really good game. Thanks for submitting. And I'm excited to see where you take the rest of this mechanic. Oh yeah, that's what I was in the middle of talking about, but I got kind of sidetracked. Is the game is always in motion. So the fact that you never have a chance to stop and think or plan out your next movement or really just like take in the area, like it's taxing mentally, right? You can only process so much and you never get a chance to stop and take a breather. There's a good reason why a lot of cool set pieces are designed to be a breather for the player mentally. But this game is constant motion, constant action, and you really have to think a lot. So the perches are a fantastic mechanic because you get to stop, right? You can continue moving, but being able to just stop and have a breath is really, really cool. And the fact that you have it built into this perch mechanic is really nice because it's easy to imagine you build perches in like a very cinematic location. And then when you hit like a certain spot on a perch, the camera takes over and, you know, frames the shot and the sun moves across the sky. And then it goes back down to focusing on the bird. So you know that the little cutscene is finished. It's easy to imagine being able to use this perch mechanic to make some cool set piece designs and stuff like that. So I think that the perching is very, very good. I think it really improves the gameplay by like a drastic amount to be able to have that breather. But yeah, really, really great work. This area right here is a good example too of being able to beat it with multiple mechanics. And I think I could use the crystal dash there, but because I'm pretty good with the jump, because you know jumping is easier than crystal dashing, I'm able to get through it pretty easily. But yeah, awesome game. Thank you for submitting. Do you think the perch should come out earlier? Maybe actually. Maybe you should get the perch right after you get the downward jump. Like I think perching is such an important mechanic. In fact, perching maybe even should be the first mechanic that the player gets introduced to. Maybe it's nicer to get a movement mechanic first. Maybe it's downward dash, then perch. But the constant movement is very mentally taxing. So if the perching comes out faster, that lets the player know that they will have moments to like stop and breathe. So it could be something that comes out earlier, I think. Hey, Clack in chat, welcome. But yeah, so I think that like perhaps perching should come earlier because it is very important. Also, I love the way that you built these perches. Like you have like the rusted, messed up pipe that you can't actually grab that connects to the wall. And then the grabbable pipe is like the nice shiny one. I think that like that's another example of where RKI has mastered readability and clarity of gameplay. It's very obvious which pipes I can grab and which pipes I can't grab. I only had a brain fart one time where I tried to grab the purpley pipe, and it's like, it's because I was thinking about something, like I was glancing at chat or something, and I was only half paying attention to what I was doing. So I tried to grab the purple pipe, and as soon as I did I was like, what was I even thinking? And it's like, that's a sign of when a game has really good clarity, is the fact that when I made a mistake, my first thought was like, what am I doing? Like, why did I make that mistake? As opposed to, I couldn't even see that, or, oh, I couldn't grab that pipe. You know, I never questioned the game when it happened, which is a really good sign for the clarity. So I think if you're working on platformers and you want to improve your gameplay clarity, playing RKI's game, specifically this one, will give you a really good sense into what makes something easy for a player to read at a glance. RKI cooked like usual. That is damn true. That is damn true. So yeah, thanks for submitting, RKI. Really great game, and I appreciate being able to play it. Burb emotes incoming. Put some burb emotes in the Discord. But nice. Flappy Bird going through the sewers to look for his lost Pringles. True. All right, next game is, I think I saw Bubba is back from the store. I think I saw a message from Bubba. And since Bubba is back from the store, we can play Shoot 'em Up Slick. Hey, it's Bubba. All right, I am excited for this one. All right, let's go to desktop. Make sure I have desktop audio on. And it's time to shoot 'em up slick. Make sure I turn up the volume a little bit.
I gotta take out that squirrely bastard for the outfit. He should be somewhere in this neighborhood.
Voice acting goes crazy. Okay, there we go. Shoot with the left mouse button. Got it. Dude, these textures are so nice. It's so N64. Oh my gosh. They're incredible. Oh, I have no ammo. All right. Nice. Shoot him up slick. Got some health. Slide into enemies with spacebar. If I slide into him, I'll deal damage. Okay, so if I'm out of ammo, I'm not just cooked. Gosh, this game, the art style for this game is unbelievable, Bubba. Holy smokes. Now this is some, like, nostalgia bait for sure, but I think it works. It feels so much like I'm playing... I mean, obviously the inspiration is Conker's Bad Fur Day, right? But holy smokes. Uh-oh. They're after me. Dodge the bullets. Oh, I'm Neo. Boom, boom. Haters will say it's fake. Grab the health pack. I'm a slide gamer. Bullets is for dorks. Wow, I can really take a lot of damage, huh? Wow, this game is forgiving. I was really pushing it to see what it would take for them to get me. The answer is I am immortal. Oh, that is funny. I was really like, okay, let's see how long it takes for me to die with the slide only strat. Okay, but now I'm at 8% health, and they didn't drop any health back, so I might have cooked myself for the next fight. But I do think, I know seeing me survive what should have clearly killed me there earlier might feel like, oh, the game is slightly imbalanced. But I actually think it's a good thing for the game to start off so generous to the player. Oh, give me a chance to play with the mechanics and experiment with it a little bit, rather than punishing me right from the start. Nice. You know, giving the player room to experiment with the mechanics and see how they work and realize that, okay, dashing only strat is okay, but it doesn't keep me that safe. It's like good. It's good game design, I think. Oh, there's a bunch of resources over here. I can get above 100% health. Let's go. Oh, I can only go to 150. Oops. For gaming. Slide enemies with spacebar. Yep. Nice. How many? Okay. I'm not sure exactly how many bullets they take. Nice. Hey, Oxygen Beats with the super chat. Thank you so much. Can we get some +2 for Oxygen Beats? Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay, took some damage there. He said, jokingly, because he got 150% health. Okay, nice. I'm using the trees for cover since I'm a beaver. It makes perfect sense. I think I'm a beaver, right? Or am I a squirrel? I might be a squirrel. I choose to believe I'm a beaver. I'm a beaver in all ways but the physical. Boom. Hey, Starrune with the super chat. Thank you so much, Starrune. I really appreciate that. Oh, you know what? I thought that guy would go down from that barrage. Boom. 145. +2, Starrune. Thank you so much. Okay. Ooh. The gate key. All right. Oh, I know where that gate is. Go up to 150%. Grab some ammo. We're at 120. All right, they're getting you guys blocking me from getting back to the gate. Find out. Did you make this music too, Bubba? It goes kind of dumb. All right, the gate key was over this way. You know what? RKI is really late for me, so RKI, it's really late for me, so I'm gonna go to sleep. Thanks again for playing and everyone for the feedback. Have a nice stream. Hey, thanks RKI. Thanks for hanging out. Always a good stream when we get to experience some more RKI peak. Nice. Boom. 150% health, baby. Oh, not today. Oh, fine. Boom. Boom. Oh, got him. Okay. Scream camper. I almost said screen peeker. That's not what he was doing. Uh-oh. Job complete. Got A rank. Shot 32 times. Healed 7 times. 205. Oh, I was shot 32 times. I shot 205 times. I got 29 enemies. So I can go to hard mode?
I gotta take out that squirrely bastard for the outfit.
I think I was not doing that great a job on even on normal mode. Okay, we're already pretty low on health. Oh, so many around the corner. I'm out of ammo. Holy smokes. Okay. I like the fog effect. The fog effect changed in hard mode. Okay, how do I get... Ow. Okay, I think I need to be a little bit more careful with my shots in hard mode, huh? Okay. Okay. Very nice. I'm gonna shoot you! I like how direct he is, you know? I know exactly what his plan are. I know what he's going for. Okay. Honestly, the ammo is almost just as valuable as the H. As the health. Okay. Oh, that's the way to the gate. You know your brain's short-circuiting when you just call a word by the first letter. Wasn't even intentional or anything. I wasn't trying to, like, give it a nickname. Oh. Okay, we got some ammo. Alright, alright, alright. Whoa! Are we swimming with the dogs? What the hell are you talking about, bro? He didn't drop any ammo! Emergency, emergency! They'll never find me here. They found me! Run! Oh, shit.
I gotta take out that squirrely bastard for the outfit. He should be somewhere in this neighborhood.
I feel like I basically can't miss shots. And also I really need good drops. Like neither of them had an ammo drop, so that's pretty bad. Are the drops random, Bubba? Oof. Wasted a bullet there. Emergency! Serpentine maneuvers, serpentine maneuvers. Okay. We're taking out the squirrely bastard. Okay. Gotta figure out just how many shots it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I think I might have missed 1 or 2 there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 shots if I don't miss it. Okay, okay. So I need to only do 4 shots per beaver. These are beavers. 1 and like 3 for a drop, and then 50-50 med and ammo? Okay. So I'm sort of in wait for good drops mode early. Ow. Okay. So you really need ammo drops from the first, like, 2 enemies. Corner peeking. The basic maneuvers. Okay, we got 1 ammo drop early. That's not bad. We lost 16% health. Okay. Oh, another ammo drop. All right. Nice. Okay. Aggro 1 enemy at a time. Okay. Ah, I shouldn't have taken the hit there. It's okay. No drop from him. Oh, it hit the floor. Dang, dang, dang. Okay. No health drops. We've gotten really good ammo drops, but no health drops. Okay. Wait for the corner. Oof. That's like 4 or 5 enemies in a row, no drops. I'm cooked. There's no pickups back here? No. Oof, oof, oof. Okay. Oh, there goes my health. I don't even have any ammo. Ah. Okay, we had good early drops, but this game, hard mode is very drop dependent.
It should be somewhere in this neighborhood.
The problem is, like, moving around, not only does it have a good chance of wasting ammo, but it's not even helping. I didn't get good drops there. Yeah. The moving around while fighting them isn't even really helping that much. Nice. Got some health. It's tough. Okay, 2 ammo drops is good. Now we're in the market for health. Okay, taking those hits was bad. I really don't know it. I really don't know if my slide is hurting them or not when I do it. You know what I mean? Alright. We're going aggro now. Okay. We're at good health. Okay. Not a bad run through that part. The hitbox is funky. Couldn't fix the time to fix it before submission. I see. Yeah, I think probably you would want the slide to maybe be like a longer cooldown, like a little bit harder to use, but a more powerful tool, you know? I think the most fun that I'm having in this game is when I'm kind of running and gunning, you know? I'm like, shoot, dodge, slide in, shoot, dodge, slide through the enemies, turn around. Like, that sort of gameplay is very exciting, but it doesn't feel like that's, like, optimized to be the best strategy, you know what I mean? I'm out of ammo. Okay, we wait for them around the corner, and they double slide. All right, wait for our slide energy. We got 4 ammo and a health pack. Okay. Corner peek. Okay, one guy over there. All right, we have 4 bullets. Ah, health. That's not ammo. Okay. There's one. I don't know if that hit. Ah, no ammo. Is that ammo up there? Okay, there's several ammo drops up here. The gate key. Got it. Alright, we gave up a lot of health, but we got a lot of ammo. Just gotta fight our way back through. Alright. Nice. Okay, corner peek. We gave up a lot of health for this ammo, so... Okay. See the gate. No. Okay, whew. That could have been really bad. Clear the corner. Yep. Alright. I'm trying to bait him to follow me. It's not working. We got a health drop. Nice. Oh, that is so many enemies. Okay. Whew. Well, we're at 45% health with 20 ammo. Can I do some distance shooting? I sure can. If that baited just one over here. Oh, that's perfect. Come around the corner. I took a shot and wasted. Oh, am I losing the shots to the gate? They don't pass through the gate? That is brutal. Well, I think I might have cooked myself with trying to take it smooth there. Yeah. Tried to conserve ammo there. Didn't work. Got a health drop, but it's cooked. Alright, let's just run and gun. Ooh. Yeah. I think it would be nice if the enemies were a little more aggressive. Tiny wreck. Grab the health. Okay, not bad. Alright, 50% health, 6 ammo. Don't hate it, don't hate it. Nope, not today. Guess what? Ooh, you're getting kicked. Ooh, you're getting kicked. Got some health, I think. Whoa. Bro, what is this? What is with this camper, dog? Nice, 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 nice. Okay. Corner peek, corner peek. Okay, I know what I need to do. Ah, I made it to the ammo, just didn't have quite enough health for it. Alright, 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 alright. Shovel, theoretically, just asking, would you be open to playing a visual novel on stream? Yeah, I mean, if it was an indie game for someone, why not? Oh, that was too many wasted bullets. That's almost just like a restart immediately. Oof. Bad run, bad run. Chat, make sure you like the stream. Oh, true. Thank you, Lyra. Thank you. If you're watching right now and you're enjoying it, a like on the stream helps out tremendously, so really appreciate it. If you're enjoying the stream, to click that like button. And if you're not subscribed, you're probably subscribed. Let's be real. I appreciate you all for watching. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They got nothing on my sliding energy, bro. Okay, they got something on my sliding energy.
I gotta take out that squirrely bastard for the outfit.
Nice, nice. Okay, one wasted bullet. Nice. Okay, you just have to be really accurate with your shots for the run and gun strat to work. Good ammo. Nice. Okay, let's retreat a little bit. Got 10 bullets. We need some good drops here. Okay, no drops. Was it going that badly on drops before that point, or did I like squander some resources? Okay, not bad. I took some unnecessary damage on that guy, like 11%. Dang. He was so accurate, bro. What are his moves? Okay, there's one that usually comes from behind here. That guy. Looks like he didn't aggro this time. 23 shots, 60% health. Ah, I tried to slide to avoid getting shot there. Did not work. A star rune with the super chat. Thank you so much. Okay, nice. Mother. Wow. Are all my bullets just like colliding with the terrain there? Makes sense. Okay, a lot of health drops. Alright, I know what we have to do. Oh, 2 health drops. Oh, I just couldn't quite get to him. So close, so close. Strategy was good, though. How many bullets do you take, bro? Motherfucking sponge over here. Okay. Rough start, rough start. Nice. Oh, great. Great clear on those two. Nice. Good clear on these ones. Die already, bro. Jeez. Dude, why do you want to live so bad? Alright, I know the next step. Oh my gosh. Oh, that one did not go even close to as good as last one. Sometimes if you just dash through them, their bullets miss. Sometimes they don't. Nice. Nice. The best strategy is absolutely running gun. Nice, nice, nice. Great clear. Alright, we got one ammo drop. No, not even close, not even close. Dead with ammo worth. Okay. Alright, alright. Alright, you have to get up in their face so that you don't waste any bullets. And you just hope they're not too accurate with their shots on the way in. Okay, I didn't aggro those guys, that's good. Okay. Okay, 59%, 8 ammo, not bad. Nice. Uh-oh. Okay. Here we go. Okay, we got ammo. Grab the health, grab the health. Woo, baby. We in. Alright, but only 12 shots because I had to kind of unload there. Got the gate key, though. Nice. We made it, we made it. Now we need good drops. And for enemies that have bad shots. Good drops, bad shots. Alright. Oh, I missed an ammo along the way? Okay. Alright. We know the answer here is run and gun. How do I deal with them? It's too many bullets. Oh, you're still alive? Dang, that's my bad. Okay, nice. Really bad shots from those two. Alright, then Mr. Sniper around the corner. Oh, nice. Really good drops here, but I am a little bit ammo-less. So. We trade health for ammo. Whoa! It's raining drops, bro. Okay. 87-16. 87-16. Okay. Making sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. Okay, blessed by drop gods. So we gotta take it real slow here. Okay, that's one down. 3 ammo. Hopefully these guys are... Nope. Hopefully these guys are really, vulnerable to my feet. Alright, it's all cooked. Oh, tree gaming, tree gaming. You ain't never seen a tree gamer like this. Alright, well, we got four bullets from that. 6 bullets, maybe? I don't know. 5% health. I'm dead to 1 bullet. Whoa! Motherfucker, dude. I could not have gone for a more trick shot to avoid getting hit, and he still was just so accurate. The sliding headshot as I passed by from max distance. He said, nah, you still dead, son. I should not clear these guys out early. It is a waste of resources. That is such a waste of resources. You're not going to know what hit you. It'll be a bullet. Honestly, I appreciate him helping me out there. I was like, what is going to hit me? But now I know. What are their accuracy, bro? Holy smokes. Okay, well, that was just not the run. Nice. Okay, great start. Why did you follow me, bro? Okay. 48% health, no ammo. Why are you... What? Where did you come from? Am I blind? Yo, get kicked, dog. Bro, he is resistant. He is resistant to my dashy motions. Dude, these sponges. Oh, 54%, no ammo. Y'all never hit me. I'm too fast. Weehoo! Running for the ammo stash like a lunatic. You know, what I will say, it is actually pretty fun to try to make the ammo heist, you know? The fact that I have like limited health and no ammo, and my only strategy is slide through the enemies to get to this ammo stash is like actually pretty fun gameplay wise, but the issue with it is it's so impossible. Yo, are they getting more health per run, or am I just not counting my shots properly? Did I not shoot him yet? Maybe I didn't. Oh. You know, a little less health for a little more ammo. Have I started doing like triplet bursts instead of burst of 4? Okay, okay. 32% health, but 12 ammo. Bro. How did he know I was there? I used 10 shots! How did I use 10 shots on him? Alright. See you later, dorks. I'm gonna steal all your bullets. You got no chance. Okay, okay. Nice, nice. Nice, nice, nice. That little baby slide. Nice. Nice. Oh my gosh, dude. Bubba, do they take more damage from headshots? Because I wonder if the reason their health feels inconsistent is because they do not. Ow. Just sliding into his world. Can you miss once in your life? Okay. You're missing some shots? Yes, Omega Gamer. I'm well aware that I'm not hitting every bullet. He said, dude, the ultimate strategy is to not get hit by their bullets and instead hit your bullets. Well, no fucking shit, dude. Oh, he's from behind. Okay. Okay. Who's shooting me? Well, where? Am I dumb? Where's the red mist coming from? Okay, got 4 bullets and a dream. Okay, 6 bullets. Nice, okay, we actually just cleared... Oh, there's one in the ammo stash? I've never once run into him before because I always am sprinting here in a mad dash. Nice, gate key. Okay. 23 ammo, 42% health. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Nice. Okay. All right. Okay. Now this is the really tough part. Because there are 3 guarding the gate, and my bullets get eaten by the gate. So I really have to get in there to even hit them. So that just tanks damage. But then there are 5 in the opening. I mean, well, that's not a good start. Okay, 18% health. And that's all my ammo. Ugh. And I didn't even, it wasn't even good for preserving health. I'm at 6% health. Ugh. Holy smokes.
I gotta take out that squirrely bastard for the outfit. He should be somewhere
Ah, one wasted bullet there. Nice, okay. Accidentally aggroed that guy. Nice. Okay, nice. I think I might have wasted 2 or 3 bullets there, but for the most part, it was shockingly accurate. Okay. Okay, I missed too many. We're going to the ammo stash. They never stood a chance. And we unload! Get the health! Okay, 3 ammo, 24% health. It's not looking so clean. Okay, but one of these dropped an ammo. That's not bad. 5. Okay. Nice. Oh my gosh. They're so on the money. One thing that might be nice that I didn't really think about till now is if they have like a bit of a grace timer where when they see you, it takes like a second or something before they can actually start shooting. So that when you leave a corner, you don't just leave the corner into a bullet. It looks like they might have somewhat of a grace timer, but sometimes they just get you. Yeah, well.
I gotta take out that squirrely bastard for the outfit. He should be somewhere
Nice, okay. Took quite a bit of damage there, but... Nice. Nice, okay. Oh, oh. Yeah. Oof. Imagine a world where I make it... Hey, device setup, you want to chill, maybe? If this time still works for you, select OK to get set up. What the hell are you talking about? Motherfucking Windows, dude. Okay. Okay. Let's finish setting up. Yeah, I think imagine a world where I somehow have like the perfect run. Every enemy has drops. They miss way more than usual, and I make it there. I make it. Can you die already? And I make it to this gate. Yo, I'm trying to illustrate a point. I'm trying to discuss game design, and you're shooting me with your guns. Where did you even come from? Why are you aggroed? Get out of here, dude. Okay. Now let's imagine a world. Are you serious? Die. Okay. Can I talk? You guys? Is it cool with you all if I chat for a bit? Okay. Imagine a world where I get perfect drops and perfect RNG and make it to this gate with 150% health and like 30 ammo. Can I clear it? Because we have the gate guardians and then there are like 5 dudes in there. I don't even know. Didn't you guys already aggro and come fight me? There's one coming. Dude, he tried to shoot me before he finished turning the corner. He came this way and shot at me, so it got clipped by the collision. That's how aggressively he was targeting down, bro. Holy smokes. Uh-oh. I have to jitter peek around corners. Dude, honestly, I think they jitter peek better than I do. Like, look at that. Look at that accuracy, dude. Holy, he's so fast with it. Oh, yeah, get kicked. Nice. Okay. Ah! A Star Room 11 talk. Thank you so much for the super chat. Ah, a wasted bullet. Alright. See you later, dorks. You never stood a chance from my sliding maneuvers. Okay, they stood a chance. They stood a chance. Plus 2 for sensory shuffle. No, I aggroed that guy. Oh, I hate when that happens. I mean, I'm gonna need to kill him eventually, right? But okay. Oh, those 2 misses were incredibly lucky. Okay, 4 shots. Okay, we got 24% health and almost no ammo. But I got my kicks, huh? Consider. Okay. All right. Well, we got some ammo. Oh.
I gotta take out that squirrely bastard for the outfit. He should be
All right. I should honestly missing 3 bullets into wall collisions there at the start almost feels like an instant reset. But I don't think there's a reset button. So instead, we take him down with kicks. Ow. To keep consistently let slide charge more than 100%, right? Just stand here for like a couple hours until slide energy is at like 1,000,000%, and then just hard slide through the whole game. Oh. Wow, he is accurate. Oh, wasted bullet. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. 1 wasted bullet. He sees me. Why? Why would you do it to me? Why? Why? Okay. I'm fine. I should have made slide have iframes. It wasn't necessarily normal mode because you get showered in health packs. Oh, I see. Yeah, having iframes on the slide would be pretty cool. Don't worry, Bubba. I am fully aware that this is like the unbalanced hard mode version that's like basically unbeatable. At least unbeatable by me. Maybe there's a strategy that gets it done, but did he see me? Yeah, he saw me. I gotta start aggroing this guy. 11 ammo, 34% health. It's a little bit lower on health than I'd like, but dude, they're so good with the corners. It's crazy. Okay. Nice. Okay, 24% health, 3 ammo. We're on a good run. Boop. Dude, I love Mega Man. Any game where I get to shoot lemons, I know that's a good game. Hey, they just kind of let me in here. Well, they let me in here and then killed me, but, you know, what are you gonna do? All right. I could probably keep running this hard mode over and over again for the next like 5 hours happily, but I should actually play more games, so I should give feedback because I could just keep running it. And that is such a testament to Bubba's games, is that even when Bubba's games are stupidly, impossibly difficult, it's very, very satisfying to play them. It's like, I just want to keep running it because it's a fun game, you know? Now, now we can give some feedback. I'm muted, right? Okay, cool. Aggroed that guy, but at least I'm aware of it. And obviously, you're already aware of some of the stuff, like the hitbox on the charge on the dash being like a little bit off, right? Get mad, I don't want your damn lemons. What the hell am I supposed to do with these? I demand to speak to Life's manager. Yeah, so this game is really, really sick. For one, I think you've completely nailed the visual identity. Like, it has that super satisfying retro N64 charm. The textures are all really, really nice. I love the bloom effects in the background. Like, it gets the job done in terms of like what you're trying to get it to look like. So I think that's really, really good. And then all of the like controls feel really clean. The aiming feels clean. The shooting feels good. Even the slide feels nice, although the controls for the slide feel nice, but the implementation does obviously leave a little bit to be desired, with the hitbox not really being accurate enough. Additionally, I think I can tell you were afraid of making the slide too powerful, right? It's like, that's why it doesn't have iframes. That's why it has like this limited energy. That's why it slows down if you hold it, even though, like, in theory, let me just check that I'm correct about this. If I have 100% slide energy and I slide, it still slows down at the end of the slide, even though I have energy, rather than being able to do like a fully dedicated all my energy on one mega slide. Now I can still get a bigger slide at 100% energy, but it's not like that much more, right? But Shovel, not everyone is acquainted with Biscuit Dungeon. Yeah, if you want to play Biscuit Dungeon, I highly recommend it. That game is really, really good. Hard, a little bit difficult, but really good. But yeah, all the controls feel really good, but it feels like you were a little bit afraid of making the slide too powerful. I can like feel that in the implementation. But I think what you want to do is give the player lots of fun tools and lots of cool stuff that they can do, lots of options, and then pare down their ability to use those options, or ramp up the difficulty so I'm more required to use those options. Like, for example, if there was a bigger hitbox on the dash, and like you could even do some particle effects that like kick up around his feet while he's dashing to really sell the power of it, and it like push enemies back and deals damage and gives me iframes. If it was like that powerful of a dash, then instead of having this energy, it could just have like a pretty long cooldown. So the dash is like an emergency option. However, I think another reason you wanted the dash to be more usable, like you use it more often. That's the word I want. The reason you can use it more often is because if you run out of ammo, then you still need some kind of ability. And it seems like the slide is supposed to be your fallback when you run out of bullets. But the issue is that the slide is not reliable enough as a tool to really replenish the bullets. So once you're out of bullets, you're just dead. Unless you can make it to some new ammo or take out an enemy with the slide. You trade a bunch of health, but hopefully you get an ammo drop that you can use to clear enemies in front of other ammo drops that hopefully also drop ammo. So you're really dependent on the drops in this game as well. So a couple things that might be good is having the enemies drop ammo and making it drop based is not that bad. I think it adds some fun to it, but it's also easy to imagine like little crates and barrels and stuff that you can slide into to break them, and then they drop more resources. They drop bullets, they drop health, all that stuff. So that there's more scattered around the map instead of just relying on the enemy drops. You could also, if you were afraid of having the player be out of options if they don't have any ammo, you could also potentially give some kind of melee attack where he like, you know, slaps with his tail or just like swings the gun or something, so that you still have a button you can press. Like right click doesn't do anything right now. So you could have right click just be smacking, you know, with the gun or, you know, with his tail or something. So that you still have an option. And then you could, to be Monarch Brain for a second, you could have upgrades throughout the run where it's like, oh, when you level up, you get to choose an upgrade to your tail that like pushes enemies back, or you know, something like that. And then you choose between having a better melee option or a better bullets, or, you know, one of your upgrades could be ammo packs give you +1 ammo or something like that. Vari says, if I was designing this, a slide kill would drop HP and a gun kill would drop ammo. I understand what you're going for with that, but the problem is the slide is so unreliable that it's like hard to judge how that would feel, because I almost never want to press it. Now, if the slide worked and was like a big hitbox and vulnerability frame, like if it was a more powerful tool, then the slide kills giving HP and the gun kills giving ammo would make sense, I think. But honestly, I think maybe just giving the player more options of stuff to do is good too. And then it depends on what you want the gameplay to be like. I really do like this almost run style vibe where it's like get to the end and there's going to be a lot of enemies. It's going to be hard and you're going to be managing your ammo and health throughout the run to try to get to the end. I think that is a pretty fun style. and doing it almost roguelike-esque could be cool too. But there is also the chance to just make it completely linear or have your own like levels built out. But I think that the main gameplay feel and the aesthetic of this game have nailed it so hard that you have like a really, really nice like foundation on your hands for making a super satisfying game. Like I think it could really hit because of the framing and how it feels to play. I can see why you didn't add a jump button as well, because I feel like it would make the enemy tracking weird, and the optimal play would be jumping around and aiming while jumping. And I kind of like the vibe of not needing to jump around, where it's more like run and gun and like duck behind the trees. Like when I didn't have ammo and I was running around the trees to try to block their shots while I was using my slide kick, like that was actually a pretty fun experience. And doing more stuff like this would be. Why did he come over here? I wasn't even close. Okay, and also just like taking a look at the hitbox there is pretty generous. My bullets went to the left and right of him pretty far, and they still hit him, so that's pretty nice too. As I was saying, right-click to slice with your epic gamer squirrel bayonet, which uses your health as ammo because it is power not meant for mortal hands. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Personally, I like the idea of player agency and the resources they harvest from enemies. I understand why you like the idea of that player agency, but I think there is something addictive to the idea that I don't get to control which resources I get. I could end up in a low health, high ammo situation where I'm like, all right, I'm close to dead, but I got a lot of bullets, so I need to just unload, right? It's dumb. You don't want to die with 20 bullets. That doesn't make any sense. So instead, you just unload to try to preserve your health. On the other hand, I got a lot of health, but I'm low on bullets. Then I need to be as precise as possible with my shots and just try to make distance, trading HP for essentially more damage in the form of buying more time to aim the bullets. I think needing to adapt on the fly to what the game has given you in terms of resource management is pretty fun. But we're judging this right now on hard mode because of the fact that easy mode was too easy. In easy mode, I didn't have to think about anything. I just got to do the pure run and gun gameplay, which felt satisfying and was fun. Why are you over here? Where did you come from? Dude, what is his problem? I'm sliding. Weehaw! Oh, and ammo, which gives me 4 shots, and I missed all of them and died. Let's go. Yeah. Also, I love the voice lines. I love the character you give to the squirrels, the lines. It's like, he doesn't know what's going to happen to him. I'm going to shoot him. Like stuff like that is very funny. I like it a lot. I do think because I just ran the level over and over again, the voice lines played over and over again. But honestly, it didn't really bother me. I'm used to the voice lines playing over and over again. I mean, I played Hearthstone, right? Voice lines repeating doesn't bother me. But, and also it's like, if you were to continue working on this game, you'd have more enemy types and stuff. So you would have different lines that come out, and based on the level, I think the character at the beginning saying like what he needs to do, probably you don't need to repeat every run, but the enemy voice lines repeating, I'm totally fine with that. But I wouldn't balance the game's fundamental mechanics on the obnoxiously hard difficulty level also. Well, what I think is that the obnoxiously hard difficulty level gives us a glimpse into what this game looks like in its flow state. Because the flow state for your gameplay is when the player is engaged because it's the max difficulty they're capable of without being so easy that they get bored, right? You don't want it to be so hard that it's frustrating, but you don't want it to be so easy that it's boring. And even though I can't beat this, right? Like I'm not capable of it because I just don't have the resources for it. I'm not bored, and I'm only a little frustrated. So I think tuning the game down to give me more options to be able to beat this obnoxiously hard difficulty would be the difficulty level that I would be happiest playing, right? If I had a little bit more resources and a couple more player options, this would be exactly in the flow state that lets me like keep going. I would want to go to the next hard level. As you can probably tell from the fact that I just kept repeating this level over and over again, far past the point where I realized it was impossible. You know, even though I realized I can't do this, I was like, but what if, dude? But what if I get like really good drops? You know, if the drops are super lucky and I just get kind of lucky around the corner, I might be able to make this happen. Eventually, when I really thought about it, I was like, there's no way I'm getting past that gate. That gate is cooked beyond belief. But I think experimenting with keeping the difficulty like high and just giving me more options could be a fun way to play test into a better point. Additionally, I think that there are things you can do with the NPC behavior to make it feel a little more player favored. Like for one, the amount of times where I rounded a corner and the bullet was flying at me before I even parsed that the enemy was aiming at me was probably a little too high. And it seems like you have some amount of grace timers on the enemy shots, but they can be in a situation where they shoot so fast as they see you that it literally collides with the collision that's in the way because of where they're aiming. And so that's a little bit rough. And pushing a game to its limits is a good way to test the feel of the game too. Yeah, that's fair. Give the player a melee weapon. Yeah, I think having some kind of melee attack could be satisfying, but it is also a little bit of a band-aid because this game right now is deceptively a resource management game, right? I have 10 ammo and 23% health, so it's cooked, unless I get some good health drops. But I have plenty of ammo. So right now I know that when I get up to this enemy, I just need to unload. Because if he shoots me, I'm cooked, right? Honestly, I should have wasted an extra bullet there. But now I have 23% health and 0 ammo. So I'm extra cooked, but my only shot is to make it to the ammo stash. So I should just send it. And the odds of me making it there are super low. But I made it farther than I thought. So it's like that sort of resource management is pretty fun. And trying to make it to the ammo stash is pretty fun as well. It's just balanced too far out of the player's favor. So it reaches that obnoxious difficulty where you can't actually win. And I think that the most fun with this game is when you're doing the run and gun approach. So balancing it so that it's a difficult version of the run and gun where you need to be accurate, you need to conserve your resources, you need to time your charge at the right moment. I think all of that stuff can work in this shell. And it's more so about like lining it up so that everything comes together well and then playtesting it, right? I think that's the key. It's like, it's possible that this difficulty level, it's obviously not balanced appropriately, but it was possible for it to be balanced appropriately. So it'd be cool to make some changes to this, give the player some more agency and change it up a little bit and then playtest that and see how it feels. It might still be too hard. It might have become too easy. So, there's definitely not enough grace. They pre-fire you like at CSGO. Yeah. Yeah, that's true for sure. Silksong has influenced how many people make games in so many ways. I'm not sure. I think Dark Souls influenced how people make games in a lot of ways. But I think that like going for flow state gaming, where it's the most difficult yet achievable, is like where a lot of the fun in gaming is. Now, you could make a cozy game, but this is clearly not what this game is clearly not trying to be an Animal Crossing type cozy game that's more about enjoying the atmosphere and the story rather than a difficult challenge. This is a challenge-based game. So I think that like you have something really, really good on your hands, Bubba, as you often do. I would not expect someone brand new to the game to immediately grok the highest difficulty though. Well, that's true, but I played through this hard difficulty level like 30 times or something. So I have a pretty good grasp on where it stands right now. I think that the normal difficulty mode actually was really, really, was balanced so player favored to get a good grasp on the game. It's like, I remember I ran in and I was just slide kicking a group of like 10 enemies or something. And I didn't even die, even though it was clearly not even close to what I should be doing there. So I think the normal difficulty option is actually balanced pretty well. But I feel like what you would want to do for a game like this is actually that normal difficulty shouldn't be a separate difficulty option. It should be the first level. And then the second level is somewhere between that first level and this current difficulty. And then this difficulty level shouldn't be present in the game because it's like not possible. But something approaching this, if you're unlocking more options and stuff, would work, I think. By the way, Shovel, thoughts on the hard mode level music track? It was an old track I whipped out and cleaned up 10 minutes before that. Like, yeah, I love the music track. I think the music in this game is really, really good. I think that might be part of why it's so easy to just keep sending it, is because it's like, because everything in this game is such a vibe. It's got great ambient sound effects with like the birds and stuff. It's got great music. It's got great like sound effects when you shoot and stuff. All of these different effects work really, really well together to make the game fun to play. Like, and then that's just the sounds. You also have the visuals, which are like the really nice. Why are you here? Where the visuals are really nice and really nostalgic, and it's like the character's movement is bouncy and satisfying. The controls are good. Everything works together in the package to make it really easy to just send it and send it and send it and send it and keep trying to improve what you got going on. So I think all of those things work really well together. And so mostly what you have on your hands with this game, Bubba, is the ability to iterate on the actual levels, the level design, the gameplay loop, the player's abilities, and the balance of the game, like iterating on all of that to make the polished gameplay experience really, really fun for, you know, most people. I think that's where this game stands to reason. You don't have any fundamental issues. It's mostly just putting it all together in a final package that actually gives the player like a good experience when they're playing through it. That's what you have to iterate on here, I think. good to hear that the game's foundation is good. I'll probably take this jam game somewhere. Yeah, I think that this game has like a lot of room to build something out of it. Whether you want it to be like a story level based thing where you go like mission to mission, like some of the old Halo games, or if you want it to be more open world where you're exploring around, although this current gameplay style would not work very well for an open world. You would need to make some pretty massive changes. Unless it was like an open world that you're exploring and collecting stuff, and then you enter these like little mission segments. And I could imagine you're this little fun squirrel guy being given a mission, almost like a parody of how, you know, the modern game is like, yeah, well, this is a tough one. Be safe out there. I always am, you know, that sort of thing. You could build it into like a parody of that sort of thing. Alternatively, you could just do a mission-based structure without the open world section to it, or you could do like a roguelike structure where it's about like making your little guy stronger and stronger as you go through tougher and tougher like levels of this. I think there are lots of ways you could build the outer gameplay loop around what you have as this inner gameplay, because the inner gameplay is very, very satisfying, if unbalanced. But yeah, really great entry, really great entry. What game is this? This is called Shoot 'em Up Slick by Bubba, 591 ML Studios, which is Bubba and Bits. Bubba and Bits. So I was going through it for a parody vibe, so I'm kind of glad it came through a bit. Yeah. It hits the same like parody of like cartoony Nintendo games that Conker's hit, right? So I think like obviously like that comes through really strong, and I think you could lean into it even further if you wanted to do like the mission-based structure for it. So yeah, really great work, really great work. So let me hide. Okay. All right, and let's go to our third game. I saw the art of this game, and I was really interested to see what the gameplay is like, because the art is really nice. This game is called The Legend of Propy. Run game. Thanks for the feedback, everyone. Lots of love. Yeah, thanks for submitting. I feel like all the animation. I like all the animation. I feel like the slide could do well with a larger difference in its silhouette. True. That's a really good piece of advice, Sabrina. I think leaning into the slide a little bit more, both with the animation and the like particle effects and stuff around it, to make it really apparent where the hitbox of the kick is. Like that's the main thing I want the particle effects for. Is if you build a particle effect that like creates like a nice, you know, slide like effect around the squirrel, so that as I'm sliding, I know exactly where the hitbox is. I think that would really help. And then also the animation, making it clear when I'm in the sliding state and when I'm not in the sliding state. I think that would be a massive improvement too, because I think right now the hitbox is super unclear. And so those particle effects could help make that's maybe one of the only areas of gameplay clarity you were a little bit lacking in, but yeah. Awesome. All right. The Legend of Propy. I love the vibe of the art here. So, okay. This is a text-based game, and only keyboard controls are needed to play the game. Nice. Honestly, after the last one, resting my wrist a little bit sounds nice. Feel free to unplug your mouse. Actually, my mouse is already wireless. Keep it before your cat gets to it. Welcome to the show. It's about time you showed up. I'm the show master. Oh, I should give him a voice. This is my stage. Before we begin, could you kindly remind us of what your name was again? Sure. I am Shovel. Got it. So your name is Shovel. How nice for you. Not? Damn, he got me, huh? Did you even bother to read the title of the game? Oh, it's The Legend of Propy. Oh, my name's supposed to be Propy? I meant the title of the show before auditioning. You are a prop. We shall name you Propy. All right, you got my ass. Let the show begin, and Propy, stay in character. Okay. Welcome to the show. Simply follow your lines to defeat the dummy. I thought that was a different voice, but I think it's... Before we begin, narrator. No, this isn't the narrator. Before we begin, narrator, take it away. There was once a young boy named Propy, whose heart burned bright for fame and glory. What do I want to do? So my line is to swing? I'm supposed to swing? You swing your wooden sword. The dummy took 2 damage. Looks like he only took 1 damage, but that's fine. The dummy stood still, as they are wont to do. You heard a yawn from the audience and took 1 damage. Okay. So I'll swing again? Or is my next line to block? You braced yourself for the next attack. The dummy stood still. You heard a yawn from the audience, and you blocked it. And get wrecked, audience. But wait, you can't block disappointment. You took 1 damage. What mother? Well, I guess I need to just start swinging. You swing your wooden sword. The dummy took 2 damage. Still just looks like 1, but I guess each heart is 2 health. The dummy stood still. You heard a yawn from the audience and took 1 damage. Are you not entertained, audience? I'm swinging my sword like crazy right now. You swing your wooden sword. The dummy took 2 damage. Enemy defeated. And that was Act 1. Propy swung his sword, brave and hard, with a fiery spirit that sets him apart. Well done, and that was just the first act. Simple, right? Follow the script and we'll get through this easily. No time to waste, though. We have little time to get new props for Act 2. So we have little time, so I'll look around. You see a room full of amazing props and set pieces. Keep looking. Okay, let's look again. You remember that the next scene involves some sort of fire and night sequence. Okay. Come on, do you really need to look that many times? Okay, so pick up armor? You found a set of armor costume. Nice. Grab the fireball, too, and let's go. All right. Pick up fireball? You found the fireball prop. Great, you have everything you need now. Let's begin the next act. The audience is waiting. Nice. Act 2. Keep going. The crowd cheers for you. Oh, it's a gelatinous cube. Propy guarded his city when he became a knight, defeating all evil with valor and might. Yeah, I want to use my fireball. You cast a fiery fireball. What a beautiful effect. So the fireball hanging from the string. The slime shoots gooey. Wow, wow, wow. Ouch, the goo is acidic. It took 1 damage. Or, I took 1 damage. Let's fireball again. Seems powerful. Boom. You cast a fiery fireball. The slime took 3 damage. The slime swings its giant sword at you. Ow. The sword hit you. Took 3 damage. Okay, maybe I should have blocked that sword attack. We're going for fireball number 3, baby. You cast a fiery fireball. The slime took 3 damage. Star Rune. Heck yeah, fellow typing game. He practices magic to bolster his power. Thank you so much, Star Rune. Can we get some +2s for Star Rune in the chat? I really appreciate that. That's very nice of you. Did you hear the sound of that applause? You are no Leonardo DiCaprio, but you were but you were amazing out there. One last push. Grab new props and head out to the finale. Okay, let's look around. Once again, you see a room full of amazing props and set pieces. Okay, there's a tree, so can I pick up the tree? Are you trying to break your back? Sorry? What are those? Look again. The final act will be an explosive end. Okay. Look more. Are they bombs? No, please take your time. Clearly, we have all day. Is it pick up bombs? There's no such item. Pick up sack. Pick up thing. Yes, which one? Okay, you got me. Look further. You recall that the final act requires an explosion prop. Oh, pick up explosion instead of bombs? Okay, got it. You picked up the explosion prop. All right, looks like that's all we need. Let's head to the final act. I'm so excited. The finale. It's a Dargon! Give the audience a good show and defeat the Dargon. A message from the king. Propy was called to serve. A dragon had appeared to terrorize the earth. What do I want to do? Explosion! You raise your hands and begin chanting a mighty spell. The stage trembles. The explosion spell is charging. The dragon stomps on you. The weight of the overgrown lizard crushes you. I'm dead. You took 2 damage. Okay, less than a slime. You unleashed your spell. Explosion! I know what that's a reference to. The enemy took 5 damage. The dragon inhales deeply. The inside of its mouth starts glowing. Something powerful is coming. Hold on, I probably need to block, huh? You braced yourself for the next attack. The dragon breathes fire at you. Your block holds strong. Yes, I'm kind of a gamer. The raging fire only hurts you for 1 damage. Explosion! You raise your hands and begin chanting a mighty spell. The stage trembles. The explosion spell is charging. The dragon rests this turn. The dragon catches its breath. You unleashed your spell. Explosion! The enemy took 5 damage. The dragon stomps on you. The weight of the overgrown lizard crushes you. You took 2 damage. Can I finish him off with a swing of the sword? That'd be sick. You swing your steel sword. The dragon took 2 damage. Yes, I slayed him with my blade. Enemy defeated. With courage and flame, the beast was slain. Propy bested the dragon and restored peace again. And that is the end of our show. The audience cheers and gives you a standing ovation. That was amazing, Propy. You are a star now. So, same time tomorrow night? There was once a young boy named Propy, whose heart burned bright for fame and glory. He swung his wooden sword brave and hard with a fiery spirit that set him apart. Propy guarded his city when he became a knight, defeating all evil with valor and might. He practiced his magic to bolster his power, and now ladies would send him letters by the hour. A message from the king, Propy was called to serve. A dragon had appeared to terrorize the earth. With courage and flame, the beast was slain. Propy bested the dragon and restored peace again. Now playing The Legend of Propy. Congratulations, we're getting to the end. This isn't a Marvel movie. There is no post-credit scene. Thank you so much for playing. Nice. The Legend of Propy. How does he pick the games you're supposed to submit in the Inbound Shovel Discord? Yeah, so on Discord, you can submit your game to play, and I have a list of the games that I'm going to be playing on stream where I keep all the games that have been submitted, and then I try to order them in a way so that it's not like, 7 platformers in a row or something like that. And then also, sometimes people have things that are like time sensitive, like for a game jam or whatever, that can kind of jump to the top of the list. And then also, if there's anything I'm particularly interested in, like RKI, I've been teasing his Metroidvania for so long that once he submitted it, I was like, I got to get on top of that. So, yeah, all right, let me mute and we can give feedback to this game. So first off, I think the thing that's readily apparent to anyone with eyeballs is that the style of this game is gorgeous. The art is so cute. It's so fun. The theming is great. You got like the showmaster guy who's like telling you what to do behind the scenes, and you have to like do your actions, and like especially the way the fireball came down on like the stick, like the sticker, almost like a Post-it note, the drawing of the fireball and went across the stage using the stagehand, like helping it. Like that is so cute. And so I think that this game is really, really, the aesthetic is super, super good. And it's like, it's really easy to imagine this Legend of Propy as like a Steam capsule, right? It's super easy to take this title screen, make it a Steam capsule. And then if you take any individual shots of the gameplay, and make them your screenshots during the game, it's super easy to see how this packaged would be extremely appealing on Steam. So this game has the aesthetic and the appeal down remarkably well. Additionally, a lot of the animation work and all that stuff was really cute as well. It's got nice music and the sound effects were cute. It's like, it's nailing all of that. Additionally, one thing I really liked is the way they had me enter my player name and then told me, no, that's wrong, you're Propy, sets the tone for the game really, really well. I am a character in the show. So even though I am Shovel, I'm playing Propy, and I need to know that. And the way they did that to me was not only like a funny subversion of expectations, but also it told me what the game is going to be like and what I need to do. I need to play my part properly in the show, right? So I think that it did a really good job with expectation setting in a humorous way that got me into the gameplay quickly and put me in the right mindset for enjoying the rest of the game. So that was extremely well done. The actual writing for it could use a little bit more polish. But the setup, like the actual way that the story fell through, was really, really good. The idea there was really good. So that's the aesthetic and the appeal and the main concept of the gameplay. The gameplay itself, however, while totally fine, you type in your options. It's like an RPG. It's basically an RPG where instead of clicking the options in a menu, you type the name of the option in the bar at the bottom, which is fine. It's like there's nothing wrong with typing in the option to select it rather than clicking it in a menu. But it didn't actually add any like strategic depth, really. You know what I mean? It's not like because I knew to play the part, I typed in the right thing so that my character would like perform the play correctly, right? I wasn't actually, the gameplay didn't really do anything in terms of making me feel like I'm acting something out in a play. I'm just typing options instead of clicking them in a minion. The audience should yawn when you use the same attack too many times, so it's not just explosion over and over again. Yeah, I think the very first fight introduced the concept of the audience where it's like you need to keep them entertained, and if they're not entertained, then you take damage. So it's not just enough to beat the enemy, you also have to entertain the audience. I think that can be systemized and turned into a real like gameplay management style so that the whole game can revolve around not only managing the enemy you're fighting, but also putting on a good show, right? You want it to be close at the end. And then honestly, you could even add in a layer of like, they judge the fight at the end. They tell you how good the play is, and your rewards come through in terms of how good you did, right? If you absolutely crush the enemy, like happens in a lot of RPGs when you're strong, right? You can beat them by optimizing the fight. You end up with most of your health and you just kind of crush them. But that's not that satisfying to watch for the audience, right? They want to watch a close fight or like a come from behind victory or like an unexpected twist. And I think trying to deliver on that, as the player, trying to put together a scene that would be fun for an audience to watch and then getting rewarded for that in terms of like your rating of the play at the end, I think that would be really satisfying too. Where it's like you earn more experience as an actor, right? Your experience can literally go in as actor instead of leveling up as like an adventurer or whatever. You're leveling up in your actor class, and that level comes from getting the experience of the audience liking your play or something like that. So that you're not just doing standard RPG stuff, you're also managing the audience. Additionally, the section between scenes where I need to collect all the props, so that I go into the next scene prepared for what the show I'm supposed to put on. I think that is a very interesting concept. The idea of preparing for the next scene by getting the right props is very, very cool. However, again, this was very much a, just type in the names of the things I need for the next scene, like learning new abilities. It didn't actually deliver on the promise of preparing for the next scene. So I think expanding that gameplay section to be more about, here are all your options. Like, here are all the props you have available. You have different costumes, right? Instead of calling it armor and like equipping armor, having it be a costume of a knight or a costume of a mage or something. And the different costumes, it's not just that the costumes give you abilities, but also that you need to use abilities that the audience expects from your costume, right? It could be something that like the audience is pleased when the wizard uses a fireball spell, but the audience is not as pleased when the knight casts a fireball spell, if you see what I mean, right? You need to both deliver on the audience's expectation while also like giving yourself enough options to beat the enemy as well. So that could be what the prop phase is for. It's like, how do you plan out how to give a good show? Additionally, you could even have like, I know one thing that happens with actors, right? Is they're given the lines ahead of time. They're like delivered the script and they read them, and then they go into filming for like a TV show or something ahead of time, having the lines prepped. So you could almost have like a screenplay that shows up between scenes that gives you an idea of what the enemies are going to be like and what the settings are going to be like and stuff. What makes me say that is because you beat the second ball with a lot of fireball usage. It seemed the game acknowledged that. I'm not sure I understand what you're saying there, Clack. One fight is get a close fight, another is destroy them. Yeah. Having different goals for the different scenes would be cool too. Where it's like you can't just deliver a scene that's like, you can't just beat the guy. You also have to beat the guy according to the goals. So with that in mind, I think having the prop section be like, you can see the screenplay, you know what's coming, and you can prepare for the fights, but like knowing what's coming ahead of time helps you prepare. But also if you over prepare and the fight's easy, then you might not be able to meet like the audience's goals, right? You could also add some elements of like the director being annoying. Like that could be a fun thing to play with, where it's like, while you're playing, the director from behind the scenes is like, bring out more emotion. But then you're adding another element where you're like pleasing the director and the audience and the fight. So instead of needing to please the director, it might be like he is deciding on the fly to change things up. So the script changes and you need to adapt to it. Something like that could be fun too. But I think you already have enough stuff you could do with just like a more advanced prop system as well. A more advanced prop system that could potentially use like the early note screenplay gimmick, as well as the trying to please the audience while also fighting the enemy. I think there are so many ways that you could expand the gameplay here to make it deliver on the fantasy of putting on a show. It's not just an RPG. It's not just an RPG. You're putting on a show for the audience. And I think that any of those avenues that you took this game in could really help it deliver on that experience. And because the game is so appealing, you have such a good hook here. right? That like as soon as I saw this in Discord, I clicked on it to see what it was, and it was like the Legend of Propy, where you're putting on a show of an RPG. I was like, oh, I gotta try this one on stream. I'm really excited for this, right? So for how much this game is about words and wordplay, it'd be fun to have a taunt action or archetype. Yeah, you could have actions that don't actually attack the enemy. They're just for putting on a show for the audience. You could literally have options for the player where you take in, like when you're in the prop setting scene and you're deciding what to take with you, you take in your action of like performing a soliloquy. So it's like it's like the villain starts monologuing, right? It's like when the fight's going on, you click the button that's like the hero delivers an emotional speech so that the audience is happy because they're like relating to the hero. But then in the actual RPG gameplay, you're just taking damage for no reason because you're not actually fighting the enemy. You're just managing the audience. And then it's like stuff like that, where it's like an emergency, like audience heal to bring them back into the fray because things are going like wrong or whatever. Stuff like that can be really satisfying. Additionally, you can have sequences where it's like, oh, for this fight, you need it to be a come from behind victory, which means you need to bring in props. Like this needs to be like an epic reversal tale. And so you need to bring in props that can like heal you and can turn the tide of the battle, and props that work, like equip abilities that work better when you're low on health, because you know you need to get your health low enough for the audience to think you're going to lose so that it can become so that you can turn it into a come from behind victory. I think stuff like that would be really, really addicting. I feel like you could definitely turn this into a full game that uses those kind of gameplay mechanics to really deliver on the fantasy, because you are promising the fantasy so strongly with the art and all of the screenshots and all of the animations. You've done so much to promise the fantasy and make it seem appealing for people to want to play it, that if the gameplay went along with that, if the gameplay delivered on that fantasy, you could have like a total hit on your hands for sure. How do you play that soliloquy word? Yeah. So I think there are so many ways you can take this game, so many avenues, and to make it like a big, like to make it really, really fun to play and really satisfying. And so I think you have such potential on your hands with this one. I think you really did a good job with this. And I really liked it. It's like for like a short, almost game jam type game experience, I think it hits everything you would want it to. But I think not only did you make something that really hits for a game jam, but you made something that has the potential to be expanded into a full project easily. So really, really good work on this. Really good work. And thanks for submitting. Thanks for playing, and thanks for all the critiques, everyone. Oh, Toby Nano, this was your game. Toby Nano, really great work. Also, incredible art. You really nailed it on the setting and the theming of this. But yeah, awesome. Let me hide my screen. What time is it? 4:12. Do I have time for another quick game? Not really. Because I need to go pick up dinner. So, even though it's going to be a little bit of a shorter stream today because I kind of started late, I think I'll finish it after those three. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I really appreciate everyone catching the stream, tuning in. If you enjoyed the stream, make sure you click the like button. I know I've said it a couple times, but if you haven't clicked that like button yet, make sure you go ahead and do that. Really appreciate it. But yeah, I need to go pick up dinner, so I'll talk to everyone later. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Peace.